Hey, how glad are you that you didn't throw away your NaVorro Bowman jersey? I never do. Did they miss the yell too? I'm not going to go through the beginning. Anyway, it's too much to explain. Anyway, hey, if you didn't throw away your NaVorro Bowman jersey, are you delighted? I was waiting for this thing, I think. I knew it was coming, right? God, I tell you. Anyway, okay. The headline reads, NaVorro Bowman returns the 49ers for his retirement. NaVorro Bowman, and here's the thing. I don't know what happened to all the reporters today. I did see Grant Cohn say a few things about what was going on out at OTAs, but there's no real reports as to what went on at camp. And Grant was late, so I figure everybody was late. So I guess we'll get more of that tomorrow. I did hear a few things what Grant was saying, though, that were kind of interesting. But I want to talk about Bowman right now anyway. Because Bo returned to the 49ers facility today, as you do know, and not to apply for the 49ers for a comeback, but rather to retire and officially end an impressive career that got derailed by a knee injury in the 2013 season's NFC Championship game, of which that has left a bad taste in 49ers' mouths forever. Because, you and I both know that ball should have been a fumble recovery by the 49ers. They gave it back to the Seahawks. Anyway, upon making the announcement of his wanting to retire as a 49er, the media hustled in to talk to him. And they asked Bo about that day that was pretty much what brought on an earlier retirement than Bo and the 49ers probably really wanted. And Bowman began his recollection by that one play. I used to always say, should I have just let him score? And then maybe I'd be playing 12 to 13 years, 6-time All-Pro. I don't know. But I was giving everything for my teammates. That's what happens and why they say it's a 100% injury rate in this game. Oh, man. But the fans recognize that, and that's why I played the game to get the love from the fans and respect from my fellow players. Man, guys. He says, guys say, you look like you can still play. Oh, I can, but I'm content with it. There's plenty of organizations, but the 49ers are a really historic and well-respected place. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Unquote. So, as I thought at the time, I figured a lot of what Bo was doing when he was going over to Oakland and saying things like addressing the Niner Nation and how he wanted to be there, I think he was doing that, as some of us suspected, as probably just PR work, just trying to get the fans to warm up to him as quickly as possible. Because if it had not been the case, if Bo really was trying to get over that all this time, then maybe he goes to Oakland and makes that same statement, right? Or does what he's doing now with the 49ers. So, Bo, hey, let's go back in the day. He quickly established himself as one of the best linebackers in team history, and the payoff came with straight trips to the NFC Championship game in 2012. I'm not sure why I can't control my jawbone today. Let's see if that helps. Okay. Championship game in the 2012 season Super Bowl. He paired with Patrick Willis for what Bowman believes was a best linebacker tandem in NFL history, worthy of Pro Football Hall of Fame consideration. How many of us have said that? Bowman and Willis. Boy, that was a match made in heaven. We'll see what happens with that later on. How special was the 2011 to 2013 defense? A reporter asked. Bo says, the Steamrollers? Oh, yeah, we were special. We held each other accountable. Vic Fangio had a way of dealing with all of us. We kept him on his toes, week by week. We had guys up front. You never knew what they would do off the field, but when it was time to play, we all locked in, and we made sure no running back was going to get 100 yards on us until Marshawn Lynch did that. That messed with us, honestly. But we took pride in that. And you know what? And Lynch doing that for one of the only people that ever did do that against that group from 2011, that might have been the signal of something bad coming that they did not see at that time. But Marshawn Lynch is definitely a bad dude. Jusek. Kyle Jusek. I'm sorry. It's Tyler. Get away. God, don't do it. Use check. Yeah, Juice said he praised Bowman's freaky range and deceptive speed for a stockier linebacker. George Kittle waited. George Kittle and wide receiver Trent Taylor reflected on being scared straight rookies in 2017 when they first encountered Bowman. Can you imagine? Hey, let's take a quick look before I want to get. Well, let me get to it. This is just a few seconds here. He says, take a quick Bowman's time in the NFL by the numbers. All numbers are regular season and playoffs combined. Won the Ed Block Courage Award in 2015. Two-time NFC West Divisional Champion 2011 to 2012. Three-time Pro Bowler 2013, 2014, and 2016. He is not only a Pro Bowler, but NaVorro Bowman is an All-Pro. A four-time first-team All-Pro, in fact. 2011 and 2013 and 2015. Oh! 4 appearances in the NFL Top 100, 5 interceptions against 5 different quarterbacks: Aaron Rodgers, Carson Palmer, Matt Ryan, Case Keenum, and Trevor Seaman. Only a couple of them were not really all that. And 6 fumble recoveries. This is why Bowman's pass coverage skills only dwindled after that situation in Seattle. He was never really outstandingly crazy great, but he was decent in coverage. And that's, 6 fumble recoveries, 8 playoff games in 3 seasons from 2011 to 13, 9 career forced fumbles, 16.5 sacks against 14 different quarterbacks: Eli Manning, Kellen Clemens, Tavares Jackson, Russell Wilson, John Skelton, Sam Bradford, Carson Palmer. He kind of owned Carson Palmer, didn't he? Cam Newton, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, Teddy Bridgewater, Dak Prescott, Phillip Rivers, and Derek Carr. 79 postseason tackles, 91 overall pick in round 3, and 91st overall pick in round 3 of the 2010 NFL Draft. 92 career games started, 97 games played with the 49ers, 89-yard pick 6 against Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons in 2013 to clinch the 49ers playoff berth. A play known as the pick at the stick. 54 tackles in 2015, leading the NFL. In 2015, that was, God, if he just could have not had that little incident in Seattle, I think Bo might still be with us, actually. He might be getting ready to retire anytime, but he'd probably still be with us. 877 career tackles. The man gave us so many plays, but nothing like that. The pick at the stick, fam. Is that your favorite play from Bowman of all time? Because the pick of the stick, it may not be in the same realm with the catch. But 49er fans who've been with the 49ers for years and years and didn't just become a fan like Big Show a few weeks ago, we, as far as 49ers folklore goes, will never forget either the catch or the pick at the stick. Talk about your favorite play with Bowman. Anything you want to hear about? And also, from what I understand, as far as the activity out there at the OTAs today, Richard Sherman was really funny. I've been telling you, Ahkello Witherspoon only needs time. Do you know even Grant Cohn? I was listening to his recording. Do you know even Grant Cohn says Ahkello Witherspoon is the best cornerback on the field right now? He ain't giving up nothing. Rich got, and guess who else is doing awfully well? Big Show. Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne is lighting it up. And Trent Taylor came around today as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what the 49ers do as far as cutting people for that, whoever's going to be on the team as a wide receiver. Ain't nothing settled except for Debo, Hurd, Dante. Goodwin's going to stay with him because Goodwin plays a large role in what George Kittle does and everybody else does. So it's going to be interesting to see. There's only about 2 spots left. Let's see what happens with that. Daniel Andre, Patrick Willis, and NaVorro Bowman, the 2 all-time. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong signal here. Hey, there's some activity going on. The picnic this past weekend. There's other things going on too. I'm going to tell you what, Andrew's got a video. Let's check it out right now. Andrew at the Jags game. I forgot to check out what it was about. Anyway, anytime you want to submit a video, you can do it. Anything you want to put on it, questions or anything like that. And we're going to run Jerry Fresh. Yeah, hey, that's Jerry Fresh. Jerry Fresh.
What's up,
Jerry Fresh.
Jerry Fresh
Jerry
here with
show you
Ronbo
how to do
Sports.
it.
Just a reminder, go ahead and download the Ronbo Sports app from the App Store. Ronbo Sports is giving you, the fan, an opportunity to have your voice heard on the show. Whether that's a question for Ronbo, a shout out to the 49er Faithful, or a suggestion for the next video, this is your chance to have your voice heard. Simply open the Ronbo Sports app, click the menu icon in the top left-hand corner to access a list of options. Scroll down to the Submission tab, and voila, you're there. Once you're in Submissions, go ahead and select the Record a Video option. From there, you record a short video, and you're all set. Remember to keep it clean, short, and sweet. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for listening to Niner Empire. I'm Jerry Fresh, and this is Ronbo Sports. Go Niners!
Yeah. Jerry. As a matter of fact, well, let me get to this. There he is. Justin says, I'm still upset he went to the Raiders out of all teams. It was kind of convenient. You know what I mean? Bo lived in the Bay Area. He probably didn't want to go. He had some offers. I think the Cowboys called him, if I'm not mistaken. He did go to visit him, I think. There's been a couple of, a lot of times I think our players leave, and it's usually under circumstances that probably are a little questionable. So they're probably not all that. It's a very unhappy thing. So they go and do things like that. But now you reflect back, and I suspect that pretty soon we'll be seeing number 2-1 should be Frankie Gore. I got a feeling he's going to follow suit. I don't know when, but I do know he's already made it clear that he's coming back to retire as a 49er. And as a matter of fact, Jed York said, the door is open, Frankie, whenever you get ready. So, hey, by the way, I was going to mention one more. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Daniel Andre, Patrick Willis, and NaVorro Bowman, the 2 all-time best 49er linebacker duo. Love those guys. And I tell you, Kenny Powers, what's up? Bowman, that's my dude. Jigger Anderson, what up? Number 53, Bowman and Willis was a deadly combo at LB. Niners for life, repping 804 Richmond, VA. Devil's Reject, 53's a beast. Chris Barker, Bowman, you were truly what the 49ers stood for in terms of character, your game, and your heart. You gave it all you had every time you stepped out on the field. We will miss you, man. And Chris Barker says, best wishes to Bowman. You will be forever remembered and in our hearts. Niners for life. And Hall of Fame coach Tim Mendoza says Bowman closed out our run at Candlestick Park with a pick 6 in the playoffs against the Falcons. Always was a great player and always loved him. Number 53, nothing but mad respect. Tongan Man, 78, monster. Hashtag Go Niners. Hashtag Niners Faithful. Hashtag Niners Empire. Hashtag Niners for life. God bless. You know, it really was a shame, though. I tell you, such a guy that gave so much to the game, such a guy that gave so much to the 49ers for that matter, to have to go out in that fashion, but he comes back in and he's still going to be royalty no matter what. By the way, I did hear that Debo did tweak a hamstring. Fam, you know, this is the first string. This is a first round thing, I think. Do you know, think about all the rookies, not only the 49ers, but all the rookies, especially the first round picks that seem to go down early on in camp each and every year. This has become a tradition. Fortunately, nobody's really serious, but it's an amazing thing because what they're doing in OTAs is not a lot different from what they would have been doing had they been in school. So I don't understand why. But then again, you're dealing with a lot of different element now. As Dante Pettis said in his presser, you come out there. I didn't gain a lot. Dante made me laugh. So I didn't gain a lot of weight like everybody was hoping I would do. I'm still I'm about 197. And I'm gonna probably 205, between 205 and 195 is where I'm always gonna be. So I just got stronger. Pettis, Dante, man, you do have to get stronger though. You cannot get lay down on the ground and not get up. All right, come on, Dante. But he's not gonna gain any weight, so forget it, fam. It's not gonna happen. We just gotta hope he stays healthy. Hey, Tony.
What's up, Ronbo?
Tony, I'm sitting here laughing because when you get a chance, Tony, check out Grant Cohn. I try not to watch Grant too much because Grant will bring you right down back to the ground. Some of his observations are just mean. Others are accurate, I must admit. But he said some things that were pretty interesting today when you get a chance. We'll probably go over OTAs a little more tomorrow. But anything about Bowman or anything else you want to add?
Well, I mean, he's kind of a snake. He went to Oakland after we could have kept him to take a veteran's pay cut, but Indigo got ahead of him and barely got any money to move across the bay. So
that's true.
He really lost a lot of respect for me for that. But, I mean, what he did before his injury was remarkable, and he'll always be a very important part of those Harbaugh runs that we had. So, I mean, no hate. He's just kind of a snake for what he did.
Yeah, I figured there's some anger involved, Tony. You know, I think when he left, he was a little peeved. Although you're right, they did say okay, but did they? Well, I thought that at first they made the offer, he didn't accept it, and then he came back a little bit later and said, okay, I'll accept that, and then they wouldn't accept it.
Well, I mean, coaches and GMs change their mind after a while. If you're letting them sit on something for weeks on end, they're probably going to change their mind about it when you're an old veteran who's injury prone. When there's Reuben Foster right behind you, which we didn't know anything about anything in the future before that happened.
I know.
So, I mean, put yourself in John Lynch's shoes. You're not going to be paying NaVorro Bowman that much money when you have a guy below him that's probably better at this point in Bowman's career.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if he did take the pay cut, there's a good chance that they're going to cut him anyway.
Yeah, there was that. There was that possibility because we hadn't arrived at the 53. Wait a minute. I thought we had been at the 53. Did Bowman get cut before? He got cut before game one?
No. It was like week 6 or something like that. We tried to trade him to the Saints, and then it was into the season.
Yeah, that wasn't early on. And then, and Reuben was the child of great expectation. They wanted to bring him on. And Bowman wasn't accepting the fact that they wanted him to take a backup role. And then they said, Bowman said, well, trade me. Yeah, I do. It's all coming up clear now. Okay. Yeah, that was a messy time. Yeah. But remember, Joe Montana, same thing. I don't know if they're going to cut Joe's pay, but Joe Montana left San Francisco 49ers in a huff, too, because of the fact that he wasn't the number one guy anymore. And they wanted to move on to Steve. But, yeah. Jerry Rice. We've had a lot of guys end up leaving. Most of them go to Oakland, or the others who don't go to Oakland, they end up going to Kansas City. That's crazy between those two teams how we do that.
Yeah, I know it is crazy. And speaking of competition, why haven't we signed another safety? Because we have 5 guys get injured every year, and they're saying, we're good with this group. Like, I don't understand that they're picking and choosing which groups are good enough, And then the ones that really aren't good enough, they're not adding to. The ones that are amazing, they are adding to. It doesn't make any sense. Trey Boston can come here on a $2 million deal for 1 year, just have the potential to play his mind or play out of his mind, right? I mean, it's literally no risk and it's a high reward if he does pan out. I don't understand why we can't add depth at a position where we've been injured like crazy. And that goes for corner too. I mean, if we can get 2 guys, I don't think there's a guy as good as Trey Boston at corner. But if we can find another guy to add to the mix, you can't hurt your team by adding more competition with healthy guys. I don't understand the mentality that we're good enough there. We're going to make our guys feel comfortable and respected from the front office by not hiring another guy. But then you'll go to your receiver group, have 3 receivers in the offseason. It doesn't make any sense.
There's still some guys. There's going to be some competition in that safety group. Here's the thing, though, Tony. Trey Boston, does it make you wonder, though, not only the 49ers, but why can't Trey Boston get a job? I really don't understand. We're well into the season, and Boston is still not signed. I understand why Eric Berry's not being signed. Eric Berry's played less games than Jimmy Ward in the last couple of years, but Trey Boston's been healthy. He's got 8 INTs in the last 2 years. Why wouldn't anybody want him? I really want to know about that, and at some point I hope that surfaces. What is it?
I think part of the problem is there are so many young free safeties in the league that have been coming in, and you can go across every roster. There's a guy, at least one guy on every roster that the GM feels is going to be a good player. And I feel like a lot of the time, GMs get stuck in a bubble where if they're going to sign a guy that's at the same level as another guy starting for their team, they're not going to sign him because they want to give that guy more reps to grow. And they don't want a veteran coming in taking up that playing time when he could be the exact same player.
Trey Boston's only 26, Tony. He's 26, I think.
No, I know. He's still a veteran, but he's 26. I don't understand how he hasn't been picked up by anyone yet. It really doesn't make any sense. And then you can look at teams who have a terrible defense, like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They might think they have their starters at safety, but Sean Davis is not good. I mean, you're not hurting your team by signing a proven veteran like Trey Boston. And he's only 26. You can put him on a 1-year prove-it deal, and then maybe he gets another 4 or 5 year contract down the line. But I just don't understand the mentality that we're going to take this guy who's above average and just leave him out in the market because maybe we have a guy who can be better for our team right now. Right? It just doesn't make any sense. They'll do it with any other position but safety. And I can't really explain why. And that's the whole league, not just us. It's the whole league.
Well, see, that's what I mean. And you can understand why the cornerback situation, because they've invested draft picks, high-round draft picks in Tavares Moore, Akello Witherspoon. Exactly. They picked up Barrett. I mean, but the thing is, the safety position, they haven't picked up anybody in the safety position. Tony, you know what it is? They feel if Jimmy goes down, if he does start indeed, they've still got both Colbert and they've got, actually Kloski could probably play that position as well.
But why would you want him to?
I don't. I'm just trying to think like they're thinking because they've got Marcel Harris now that can play in the box. The 49ers are trying to not put people overspin at the same time they want to look and press competition. Tony, you know what I'm thinking? They're putting guys in position to get pressured, but not necessarily lose their job. They've got their team already picked. They've got their 53 picked right now, Tony. But they bring those guys in, the other guys, that they're going to cut, whomever they bring in, some of the undrafted free agents and others, just to put pressure on the guys they've already gotten chosen. I bet they've already decided the roster.
They probably have, but what I don't understand is Colbert and Marcel Harris were very late-round picks. So, I mean, if they do get cut, you're not really losing anything if they don't perform in camp.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. And if you're not going to bring in a guy like Trey Boston, the safeties better show up and stay on the field. If they don't and Trey Boston is still unsigned, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, everybody is.
This is better.
Everybody is. And he ends up in a place like L.A. or the Cards or in our conference. That's going to really make people crazy, especially comes into no, he's not going to go to the Cards. The Cards just got rid of him. Why did the Cards get rid of him? I don't understand Trey Boston's situation at all. 26. He's doing a good job. and nobody wants him.
The only thing I can think of is character issues, but he really doesn't have that character at all. So, I mean, that's the only reason why someone this good at this point in his career, this age, is still on the market. Because I don't understand. He has no injury issues.
No injuries?
We haven't seen anything out of his character that's questionable. So I'm just really confused. And I don't want to see five guys. I don't want to see five guys off the roster at the safety position by week 3, which has happened pretty much the last 2 years. We can't have these guys just getting injured like crazy and then we're not doing anything to compensate for it. Yeah. Why not get ahead of the bar now?
Tony, I agree. I've been talking about Trey Boston before we even got into free. I said, Trey Boston's free? When I heard about it, there you go. And Trey Boston's still free. Tony, we got to stop, though.
All right.
It's the mystery of the year. We'll probably be back, not tomorrow, but the day after, probably. We'll see about tomorrow. Tomorrow's the...
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, Tony. Appreciate you getting in here. Talk to you later.
All right. See you.
Yeah. The Trey Boston mystery. I think it's called, what is it, CSI? My favorite guy with the sunglasses? Hey, Justin! H.
I am so tired of hearing this about this Trey Boston. Enough already. God,
hey, don't you think he's a good player, though? I mean, honestly, just looking at him as a player.
I think he's a good player, but you know what? We don't have him on our team. You know what? It is what it is. We'll move on our safety position. If they're good, if they're not, then you know what? We'll find another safety position. He's not on our team until we sign him. Stop talking about him.
No, you know what? Nobody's going to stop talking about him only because he's good. There's probably other safeties out there that are so or average that, but until our guys.
TJ Ward and
see?
Yeah, TJ Ward. You could.
But until our guys start playing, and if they demonstrate that, well, the decision was right to make, this speculation is going to go on and on until opening day and beyond, And Boston will still be looking for a job. You can find him down at what's your favorite store for shopping for a Foot Locker? Find him he's down at Foot Locker signing autographs and selling shoes. So it's really strange.
Hey, after these players that don't get jobs end up becoming an analyst, okay? So I'm pretty sure you can find a job as an analyst.
He may not have that kind of.
Half of these players, they know you notice that half of these players don't have a job to become an analyst.
But usually at retirement age,
at least half of them.
Not at 26. Yeah. God, he's really I don't get it. But anyway, hey, we got. What do you think about Bo? Give me some of your Bo-isms.
Bowman.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw my comment. I'm still disappointed in the Raiders. I don't care if it's about the day,
So you're gonna, but I mean, you're not going to forgive him for all he's done for us. And that
I love the guy. The pick of the stick is one of the iconic Levi, candlestick state send-offs ever. That's one. If not, that's the greatest send-off to send off our stadium to send up our old stadium. And that's going to be forever remembered. Our kids are going to remember. My kids are probably going to remember it. It's going to go on forever, ever.
And Justin, the thing is, Bowman provided a backup to that defensive line that was just stellar.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew where the ball was. Yeah. Other players on the team were asking, how'd you know they're going to run that play?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just knew. He was a very special guy. So that's why I say you can almost forgive him for those Raider moments when you look back at the career he had with the 49ers and the things he contributed.
I was just, I have coworkers that are Raider fans, I was just tired of them saying, at least we got Bowman, I was just tired of that for 2 years. I was saying I'm tired of it, I was like,
he only played one.
I mean, 1 year, I was like, God damn. Like, you're even actually sorry enough to give us to the Raiders. I'm like, I'm not a checker. Yeah, so
you got to feel sorry for the Raider fans.
I'm glad he's home. I'm glad he's home. That's it. I do want it. I think I could probably see him as I think I could. Coach. If DeMarco Ryans needs some help, linebacker coach. Linebacker coach is like look at Lisa. He has or defense. His mindset is so like A1. I think he's one of the smartest defensive minds in the NFL. Like, to be honest, if I'm being honest. Like
I know
his
you are.
mind, like
Bo
yeah.
is.
If I'm so I'm saying he probably has a shot at being defensive coordinator. To be honest, he
The
probably
thing
has a
is,
good shot.
does he want to do it though? And just like the Cowboy, these guys, they got their private lives now. And Bo likes hanging out with his kids, and he's coaching his kids' team. And he was talking about how just washing his car out in front of his house. He's moved back east in Virginia, I believe. He's out there washing his car. He said, man, it's one of the most exciting things I've done in a long time. These guys are not used to life beyond royalty, right? So it's kind of funny, you know, to hear about him getting all excited about just washing his car himself out in front of his house.
Oh yeah, and some players don't get that luxury because some of these players are suffering with CTE and concussions and all of that. So it's good that everybody was banging on Chris Borland when he retired when he retired, but he made a smart business decision at the end of the day.
Angry with him about that though, but he took
Yeah,
he probably did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish we didn't sign him to that big contract, that 4-year contract.
But Justin, we needed a linebacker, and he was so talented. I mean, Borland was he would just penetrate that hole. I'll never remember that running back for the Rams that he went in and body slammed. I mean, he picked him up, but I thought he was going to pile drive him. Borland was fun.
I just hope, that, I hope they've, repaired the relationship with Bowman. I hope, because Bowman was salty. I remember Bowman was salty. I remember watching the game against the Colts, and I just saw him come up the field, and I was like, what happened to Bowman? And next thing I know, he gets released. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on?
He's got an ego, man.
He's
got an ego. He was super, and he could not understand why he couldn't get any respect, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, I think they kind of regret it now because you know what happened with Reuben Foster. So. Man, I bet he was saying, I bet he was saying karma. That's
I hope
got
not.
Fingers,
yeah, that'd be so bad. I mean, come on.
Yes, sir. Anyways, I would say that the OTAs are looking nice. Wes Walker is looking like a good coach. Maybe and Trent Taylor has some positive things to say about him. So, maybe he could revamp Trent Taylor's career right now because honestly, Trent Taylor's career.
It's already being said. Trent Taylor last year was because of a bad back and no Jimmy Garoppolo. Now the back is fine. Jimmy G's back. Welker's lending him all kind of secrets. Trent is tearing it up right now. And it seems Kendrick Bourne is taking up well from what he's doing too. So if people had those two taken off their roster already, those guys are shining like new money in camp right now.
Yes, and Wilson Walker was an undrafted free agent, so he knows all about the humbleness and the working hard to get that roster spot too.
See, that's what
he knows how it is. So there you go. We're just waiting one by one. Let's get it. Stay the franchise tomorrow.
Yeah,
too,
you're gonna be out there. All right. Well, Justin, we're gonna go.
I will be out there.
You got to study before you get ready to go anywhere tomorrow. So we'll let you go.
My God. I got to beat traffic. That's one thing for sure.
It's gonna be fun. How far away are you coming out from? Are you in the Bay Area? Or you got to drive a long way?
I'm in Sacramento-ish.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine. You'll get there.
Yeah,
all right, Phil.
Yeah, I'll be fine. But it's like an hour.
Yeah,
I'll be out there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna send video notes, whatever.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna want that. Post that stuff up for us, man. On the app. There he is.
Yes,
hi, Justin. We'll talk to you a little later.
Mr. Instigator out.
All right,
Mr. Instigator out.
Thanks for that contribution too. Have a good night. Oh God. Yes. And James. Come on in here, James.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
James just reflecting on the shock. I mean, these things happen, you just don't see them coming, right? Throw open the computer, look at it. NaVorro Bowman returns to retire with the 49ers. What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
didn't see that coming.
Nah, man. It's like a storybook ending in a way. I mean, here it was in 2000 and in 11 actually is when he played some very good football. That was the year after we drafted him, and him and Patrick Willis were starting to be called. The league had him as Batman and Robin.
Perfect.
Yeah, they had Patrick as Batman and NaVorro as Robin, and they became some stellar cats, man, and they were one of the best linebacking groups that I have seen, in years, especially for the 49ers. Just from an overall, when you look at all the linebackers that have played on great teams, you can't really take nothing away from, LT and the Giants, but they were on dope. They were
I know,
on
right?
dope.
Especially LT.
They were really on dope.
Wiping his nose right on the field.
Smoking and snorting all on the sideline and all that. So, it was what it was. But I will say this much. My most memorable moment of NaVorro Bowman was in 2012 when we played the Saints at home.
Yeah.
For the in the playoffs. And I think the Saints had won 2 more games than we did that season, but we went in there and I think we were down like maybe 6 points or something. And the Saints hit us with a touchdown, and all of a sudden it seemed like Ahmad Brooks hit one of the moments where he just wanted to take over the game. And NaVorro and Patrick, they had Drew Brees. I ain't never seen Drew Brees with them kind of deer in the headlight eyeballs, okay? Because he was back there fearing for his life. He looking at the O-line like, hey,
with good
fella,
reason.
listen, just in case we do win the game, y'all got to block for me, man. These guys are killing me, these linebackers. And then, of course, we had 99 problems coming off on one edge and Justin Smith on the other one. And Ray McDonald. Man, that was something. Oh, my goodness. That was something. But I'll tell you this much. We're building something really great in Santa Clara right now. And I think I'm not going to be ashamed to say it, but I think we may have one of the better defenses to come that the league hasn't seen probably since Willis, Bowman, and Brooks. Because of because nothing for nothing, when we think about those memorable moments, let's not forget what kind of D line we had. Okay, let's be realistic. It was Ian Williams in the middle. Justin Smith was basically a DN that played on every position on the D line. And then there was Alden Smith and Ray McDonald. Those were basically, that was basically the 3-4 defense that we were running, but it was still basically like the 4-3 when they would put Alden Smith on the end. And that D line was so physically violent that whereas those linebackers could just come out the break on the snap of the ball, freeze for 1 second, and you know which way the play is going. And half of the time, Bo was he was so knowledgeable of the game of football and playing defense. He was blowing up plays time the snap of the ball was
he knew where it was going. He had a nose.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. I mean, nothing for nothing. Some people said in the beginning in 2010 that, Patrick Willis made this guy so great because Patrick Willis being an instrumental leader. But let me tell you something. NaVorro Bowman was just physically talented, buddy. Had he not would have had those setbacks with those knees, I could guarantee you right now, he would still, if he being healthy, he would still be a Niner right now. And Ruben, well, you know what? NaVorro Bowman would still be a Niner right now. And
we probably wouldn't have drafted Ruben. They probably would have went another direction, or else got a linebacker later.
That's exactly right. I think I'm gonna tell you the truth. Had his knee problems not have been so serious, because most people don't come back from them. He tore the ACL up first.
MCL.
Then he came back. Tore the MCL.
He tore him. That knee was shredded. I was like, just took his knee and just wrung it out like a towel. Oh,
I'm trying to tell you, and it's like that That is one of the most horrific plays to ever watch. And there's some people on here that were babies when I talk about horrific plays because I remember watching Lester Hayes and Jack Tatum, the secondary for the Raiders, go across the field at Darryl Stingley, the receiver for the Patriots. He never got up off that field, man, and never walked a day after that smash. And it was heartbreaking. But when seeing Bowman in that game to try to stop Marshawn Lynch, and he put his all in all into it, and the way his knee got caught and turned around, I mean, it was like you could see it when he was falling, and I was just lost for words. But I will say this much. I tell you, right now, we're in a good position, and we just keep going forward. And I'd like to piggyback off of something a caller had said. I know some people are realizing and saying, hey, it's other players out here, and we need players of position of need. Two things that come into play, being a general manager and a head coach, a general manager is to manage that team and find ways to get the best players at the most cost-effective ways that will benefit the organization. Okay? Now, and that being said, they brought in all the edge rushers and drafted well in the edge rushers and added in the free agency at linebacker as well as edge rusher and even corner. Now, if that D-line and that front seven pans out to be what we're hoping and believing that they can be, and beyond that, then guess what? That secondary is going to be awesome back there because the quarterbacks.
We're going to need to pull up here, James. But you know what? That's been the case for the last 3 years.
Listen to me. Just think of the opposing quarterbacks that are going to play this defense that the 49ers are putting together. If they stay healthy, they're going to make callous mistakes back there because when you've got edge rushers coming at you, you can kind of say, all right, I can whip around them as a quarterback. But that push up through the middle, man, look here. Y'all will see it. Anyway, love what you do, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform.
Thanks, James.
And I'm going to end you with, as usual, Niner Empire, Niner for life, in case anybody wants to, just my little statement there.
It's a coined phrase, James. Everybody's using it now.
Thank you for what you do, Ronbo. And, man, it's some real memories and memories of NaVorro, Patrick, and all. Chris Paul and so suddenly. But hey, it's football, man. Have a great evening.
You too. See you day after tomorrow. All right. And Joshua Woodard, he says, love Ronbo Sports, love Bo. Thanks, Joshua. Hall of Fame Ronbo caller Razor. Shout out to Kenny. It's his birthday. He just turned 21. Happy birthday, Kenny. We have one Kenny, but Kenny's didn't just turn 21. Razor, are you making a joke? Is it really Kenny's birthday? Hey, what Kenny are we talking about here? Anyway, I'll get back to it. Break Davis, he says, good day when one of the best do it if he retires the Niners. Love Bowman, number 53. Barry Howard, hey, Robo, what's up, fam? How you going, 53? He says, how are you? And go 53. Barry, it's a great day, fam. Daniel, SF49ers fan, 5249. Willis and Bowman need to be enshrined. Ooh. Statue out in front? Bowman with the pick at the stick? Because you already got Dwight up there with the catch. The pick at the stick may not be up to that magnitude, but it's got to be somewhere close. That's what he goes on to say. He says the 49ers Hall of Fame and have a statue in a 49ers museum. Those two were the heart and soul of the defense that propelled us to numerous victories, and that's the gospel truth. Antoine Battle says, Niner Empire, Speedy and Elisa. Hey, Antoine, Speedy! Speedy and Elisa. Hi, Elisa. Did you keep up today? You want to do it again? We'll do it again in a little while, okay? In the house. But just put it tonight now. Okay, so she's already asleep. Oh, East Coast. Okay. East Coast PG. County, Maryland here, home of our great NaVorro Bowman. Oh, I see that. Boy. Much respect and love to you, fam. All right. Yo, Dre. Come on in, Dre.
Man. Some of these clowns that call in, Tony, I would never have respect for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You call in, you say that Bowman's he's a snake. This man put his mind, body, and soul on the line for our franchise for great years and brought us some great memories, bro. This is a horrible statement. You piece of shit in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some sucker shit. You know, that's just like saying if you're a general manager for fucking you're a general manager for Jack in the Box, and you get
remember the little,
man.
Dre,
come on,
can
man.
I just hold a second? Remember the little liners are watching. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I put it like this. I would have rather had a Bowman, you know what I'm saying, to be a leader in the locker room. Maybe have lost a step, but I would have rather have paid him that $9 million instead of him going to get it in Oakland, you know what I'm saying, and having to provide for his family than to have signed Reuben Foster. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a dude who was carrying automatic rifles and all with illegal stocks and, you know, beating people up and getting caught smoking weed. I mean,
and
we didn't have to worry about
women.
that for Reuben.
Boy,
Him going to the Raiders just showed how much he loves the Bay Area. He just didn't want to leave that area. You know what I'm saying? So why not go take $9 million to provide for your family? I just don't get it, man. I just think, you know, I apologize for if I offended anybody, but I just felt like that was a sucker statement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Bo is our guy, regardless of where he went. Bo is our guy. Chris Culliver had a Pro Bowl season and when he got $29 million with the Redskins because we couldn't pay him. Does that make him a snake? You know what I'm saying? Carlos Rogers, he had a Pro Bowl year. Did he went and got $22 million back with the Cincinnati Bengals? Does that make him a snake? No, man. Guys just gonna go with the money because they got a family to provide for, bro. So get out of here with that shit. And you still crying about Trey Boston. We need to get our DB. Shut up. We're gonna work with what we got, bruh.
But Dre, you know what?
Shut
I am curious though. What did Trey Boston do?
I don't, but bro, he ain't on our team, so it don't even make me no. Yeah, man. I mean, he ain't on our team, so why does this keep on getting brought up about this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude ain't even on our team.
It'll stop after the season start. After the 49ers start performing behind that all-star defensive line. Watch, see.
Man, off top, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. One thing I wanted to say is that one thing that that we haven't talked about is that that I've finally realized and that I'm excited about. You know. Man, having Wes Welker as a wide receiver coach is a plus, bro. I mean, that guy is out there running with the guys, you know what I'm saying? He's out there talking crap, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know, I mean, when you got coaches that are willing to get in there and make you feel like they're, you know, you're one of them, and not to mention that, you know, at a time, Wes Welker was one of the best receivers in the league, especially route running, you know what I'm saying? Coming in and out of his routes, man, Wes was a bad boy, you know what I'm saying? That's just another thing. He had a potential to go get some more money, you know what I'm saying? And they had Julian Edelman, which is basically a split image of Wes, and he went to the Broncos, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I mean, you know, this you know, he's a class act, never had no problems, you know what I'm saying? Never was suspended, no PEDs, nothing bad, no smut on his rep, man. I'm really excited about having Wes Welker as a wide receiver coach, man. You know, that was
our guys are picking it up too. They're getting it, Dre.
Yes, sir.
And here's the thing,
yes,
Dre. You
sir,
know what?
Man.
Kendrick Bourne. You know Kendrick Bourne is kicking butt out there right now. Now people,
Bro,
this OTAs, Ronbo. Big Show's in there talking now about ain't no way in the world that Kendrick Bourne makes his team. Show, I'm telling you right now. I just want to tell Show this real quick. Big Show, I want my jersey, man. If he makes his team, Show, let's talk about that.
For real, off top. You know what I'm saying? I already got my Kendrick jersey and his sign. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I'm Kendrick Bourne biased. You know what I'm saying? Meeting the guy, you know what I'm saying, having some family ties connected to his family, you know, having some inside information. You know, I'm in the Northwest. He's from Portland. You know, my uncle actually works with his brother for Portland Electric Company. You know what I mean? So that's how I get some of these inside updates. You know what I mean? And the signed jerseys and getting to meet them and all of this. So I have a biased point of view because I actually, you know, hear and see the work that he's putting in. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he comes back to Portland and puts in the work for the community that he does. You know, but we just gonna let it play out. Yeah, like I said, him and Kittle was the only guys to have 3 touchdowns. On the 7-on-7s and the 11-on-11s. This past
and
week,
who was a top wide receiver last year? I don't care what the situation was. Kendrick was the top wide receiver. Did you see Big Show?
He was.
Show won't give him no love. Man, come on
44 receptions, 4 touchdowns. I mean, it might not sound a lot, but you know what I'm saying?
It was still the best
Kittle
effort.
was getting the brunt, but he was still he still had the best numbers, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to in the wide receiving court. He had the best numbers. Touchdowns, receptions, and yards, you know what I mean? But like I said, I have a biased point of view, you know what I'm saying, because there's actually somewhat of a connection there, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I already know KB, he put in a lot of work this offseason. So, all of those guys talking about Richie James and all of that stuff, man, I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? There's more upside with Kendrick, you know what I mean? But like I said, I have a biased opinion, you know what I mean? But everybody's entitled to have their opinion, but I guarantee you know what I'm saying, that those 5th and 6th and 7th spots, Kendrick Bourne is going to be one of those guys. You think
they can carry 7 this year? They might have to.
Yeah,
but they got so many running backs, Dre. I just don't know the math.
Well, I mean, you can put Mozart as a special teams player. You know what I'm saying, on the depth chart. He doesn't even have to be labeled as a running back. You know what I mean? So
I'm just thinking 53. I'm looking at the math, and if you look down at every position, offensive line, defensive line, that carries a large load. I don't know about the quarterback situation. 49ers are joking about keeping 3 quarterbacks. I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah. I think Beathard's gone, bro.
We got to get rid of some people, and then as soon as we get rid of them, folks, we're going to need them. I could already feel it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But Kendrick is not. If talking about if you earn a job, right now Kendrick is currently earning his job.
Man, that boy came in undrafted and did his thing, bro, from day one. You know what I'm saying? When we seen him in the preseason, you know that boy was going to be a player, scoring two touchdowns in multiple games in the preseason, and then came in, had a good first year. But last year, I mean, for me, it's about, are you learning the system and are you producing? Are your numbers, when his numbers tripled from the first year he actually had playing time. His numbers tripled. So it's about, being in the system. This is his 3rd year in the system. He's put in the work. You know what I mean? He came in undrafted. He was hungrier than a lot of guys. And, some of them guys got cut because of him. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine Curley, you know what I'm saying? Cats that was with us for a couple of years got Quentin Patton. He beat these guys out, and they was guys who was actually on the field playing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but like I said, man.
Same team. Tell you.
Yeah, man.
We're going to go, but
I'm excited.
I just want to say, if Show thinks it's between Jordy Matthews and Kendrick Bourne, actually,
I think they're both going to make I think they're both going to make the squad. You know what I mean?
But I'm telling you right now, Dre, if it was between Kendrick and Jordan has got to catch up with Kendrick as far as knowledge of this game and this offense goes. It would not be a competition. So you're right; they're both going to make this team. But it could be
I'm keeping the guy who has been in the system 3 years, bro. I don't want a guy coming in. Jordan Matthews is like 31 years old, bro. I don't want an older guy coming in here and just because he's played in the league, you know what I'm saying? And
Jerry Rice's Was it Jerry Rice's nephew?
Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? You ain't been in our system, bro. It's going to take you a while to catch up to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kendrick is already acclimated. But I do see both of them, you know what I'm saying, making the team, So
I hear you. Dre, we got to drop.
Trey Taylor might have to be the odd man out.
Yeah. But I'm going to see you the day after tomorrow, all right?
All right, bro. Hey, shout out to the TNT fam, man. Big Show, you know what I'm saying? Trey, Trez, my player partner, Will, Sheik. You know what I'm saying? All the guys, Jerry Fresh, man. Press that like.
Yeah. Thanks, Dre. Have a good night, fam.
All right, peace.
Oh, God. This conversation with Kendrick Bourne's going to go on and on. I can't wait till the season starts. But, Third Grade Hustle. Hey, what's up, Third Grade Hustle? He says, I want us to get Trey, boss. And somebody said in here something that may be the case. Somebody said Trey is too slow to play the FS position. Could that be it? But for everybody, he's too small to play in the box. Maybe that's it. He said, I want us to get Trey Ball. I said, I have been saying to myself since Earl Thomas was signed, as long as he don't go anywhere in our division, Raiders are freaking. I got to go check out his 40 time. Maybe that is the problem. And Daniel says, I know one thing for all the naysayers. When we select Mitch, the punter, I watched him do some special things this year, and he's going to be a big weapon on special teams. On the press conference, man, his special teams coaches just went off. He went off on Mitch. Mitch Wish is his guy. T. Breezy says, question at Ronbo. Jimmy Ward, a.k.a. J-Dub, will not make the 53-man roster. He will be cut before the season. Trez, I have to tell you like I told Mike, but Trey, this is too easy, man. You want to put a bet on that? Trez, are you serious? You want to make a bet on that? What you want to bet? All right, you think about it. Whatever you can afford to give up. Jay Good, 49. Boston is too slow for free. Oh, he runs a 4.6. Okay. You know, you can't play. You got to run a 4.4 somewhere in there between if you're going to play that. He can't play in a box. He's a little too light for that. I don't know, fam. He does well. He may be one of those guys is instinctive and knows how to get there. This guy, 4.6. I was getting ready to go look it up. Thank you, Jay Good. Dark horse on two wheels. Not too many of us was sticking up for Bowman when he left. I know. I was definitely part of the fuel. I be listening, bruh. I know, I wasn't happy with Bowman. I was a little upset with the fact that he said what he said when he was over in Oakland, but I should have known, and I'm apologizing for it. When he said that, he was just pushing his own PR because he was in Oakland. What else is he going to do? Go over and say, I'm just with y'all because the 49ers threw me out. So don't get comfortable because I'm going to leave as soon as I get a chance. If the 49ers call me back, I'm coming back. JT!
What's up, Ronbo?
JT, man, I'm just combing over the ashes that have suddenly somebody threw a little more fluid on it. They're sort of glowing up again about NaVorro Bowman. And I was thinking, what are some of the moments you remember the most, just for nostalgic and fun to talk about Bo? He's going to retire as a 49er. He already has. He's going to be enshrined in the museum as a 49er. I'm glad he came back to correct that right so he could stay within the fold of the family, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm delighted with this move. What are you thinking?
Yeah. I'm happy. He's home. He's where he belongs, He needed to retire 49er.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good memorable moments along him with Patrick Willis, and that was the best linebacking. That was the best linebacking duo. Shit, probably I've ever seen in the last 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Because it's
Probably
hard to
15,
get
20
two
years.
guys that talented together in your linebacking crew.
Yeah, and they complemented each other.
Yeah.
They complemented each other real good, too.
They did, because Bowman was quick, instinctive. Wherever the ball was, Bo was there. Willis could do everything. There wasn't nothing on the field Willis wasn't doing. He just shared duties with Bo, and Bo took care of it too, boy. Whoa! Yes.
Hey, Ronbo, and during that time, it broke my freaking heart. When we came so close so many times.
Oh.
I just wanted us to win a Super Bowl with that team, with Frank Gore, Michael Crabtree, Vernon Davis.
What did we
Remember
lack,
having
JT?
Randy Moss.
What was the one thing that we needed to get over the top? The teams we lost to, we had no business losing to the Giants.
To tell you the honest to God truth, Rombo, I think it was the fucking the referees, the bad play calling. They called some bad calls. They threw fucking flags for some bullshit. I remember those frustrating years. I was pissed. I was for some bullshit plays, and they'd call us back and they fuck us off. I remember even during the Super Bowl too, very disheartening. I was pissed.
Yeah, but
I felt
what if the fool? Oh, I lost his name now. Remember the fool that couldn't stay out of the way of the ball on the kickoffs? And What was that clown?
Kyle Williams.
Kyle, man.
Yeah, I remember Kyle Williams.
Kyle
that damn
couldn't
idiot too.
twice in one. Come on, Kyle. Get yourself together, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it was a lot of frustrating times. A lot. And, you know, I think it's time for all those damn frustrating years. It's time to come out of the shadows out of all that bullshit, Ronbo. Because I tell you what, shit's coming into fruition. You know, I got the quarterback I wanted, you know, and it happened. I got the cornerback I've always wanted. That came around. And
JT, here's something else I want you to entertain, though. JT, you know, Jim Harbaugh has still not won a national championship in college, and he got really close. He's, you know, I got all respect in the world for Harbaugh to get players to do what he did, but there was one thing he just can't get done, and I wonder, is it him? You know, he gets you there, but he can't get you to the gold. You know what I'm saying? Because 3 times, and how many times in college, he just never can get past that marker of top excellence. You know, if I look at this guy, now we're looking at Kyle, I think he has probably what it takes to get to that position. He's already lost one, but now he was the head coach. So we'll see.
Kyle's a whiz when it comes to the offensive scheme. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Make no mistake though, because
Jim Harbaugh.
True, but make no mistake though. If you understand the offense like Kyle Shanahan does, best believe he understands the defense too. In fact, Kyle may understand the defense every bit as much as he understands the offense. That's what makes him who he is. That's why he comes up and formulates the things he does. If he were to become a defensive coordinator tomorrow, teams need to worry.
I'm going to piggyback on what you just said right there. Remember the conversation we had about if the Niners end up playing the Super Bowl against the Patriots?
Yeah.
I think this time around, Kyle Shanahan will have something planned for the Patriots' defense.
You already know.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
You already know. So if that comes into fruition, I think we can win the Super Bowl if we can even get that far.
And you know what they'll say, JT? They'll say, y'all did that because Tom Brady has gotten too old to bring it like he used to. Oh, here we come. I knew y'all was coming with that. I just want to call it now before it happens. You know?
Yeah, and you know, I think Jimmy G, he kind of plays like Brady. If you look at it.
The more time he plays, the more closer he's going to get. He's for all intents and purposes, he has not played that many games. People don't understand when they keep on every little thing he does or fails upon, any moment of weakness or lapse. Look at him. He's a bust. Y'all don't understand. Jimmy G
I'm going to say one more
just
thing.
now getting the reps he needs to get into that realm. He's already got the raw material. You can see it. Let him get some time.
The offensive line. That offensive line needs to play like it played last year. I think
the year before.
If Weston Richburg comes in and does his fucking job, then I think we're gonna be all right.
He does worry me.
Who said something about Mike Persons' pass protection? You know, it's a little suspect. I ain't gonna lie, but you know he does all right there in that category too.
If he was getting beat all day, remember those guys that Jim Tom Sula had that year? If he's getting beat on every play, if all defenses do is come at him, okay, then I'll call him a liability, but they don't. Persons misses on occasion, but it's not an all-day thing. He's not a swinging door. This is why I don't really worry about him that much.
Yeah, you know, it's occasionally. It's not all the time. But you know, that's all I got to say about that. You know, I got full confidence in the squad. Jimmy Ward, especially. You know, what I'm saying he gonna come through this year, especially with his supporting cast around him. He ain't got nothing but to go up. He ain't got no other way to go.
I like that. He ain't got no way to go up. But go up. I like that. JD, we're out of
time. Right. Hell yeah.
And he's going to, I'm telling you, next time he goes diving for something, he's going to have pads on. Jimmy had a moment he lost his mind and forgot it was OTAs. But that's how competitive he is. So therefore, I ain't mad at him. JT, let me see a day after tomorrow, okay?
Hey, Rombo. Hey, just let me say one more thing. Hey, you ain't alone. And when you're hearing it, I'm hearing it with you.
What about a dub?
Yeah, you know, when you're hearing it, when you're getting drilled on, I'm hearing it.
We'll be all right.
You ain't alone.
We will be all right.
We'll be all right.
All right, fam. See you
All
next day after tomorrow. Oh, God. Yeah. And Arthur Hearns, what's up? KB making the team. I'm telling you, man. I really do wish he'd roll that shirt back down, though. Kendrick, I mean, you know, now I understand what Wes Welker's talking about. Kendrick's got the stuff rolled up all up underneath the upper cavity of the chest. Ain't that hot. Sergio Gonzalez says, much love to Bowman. Enjoy your retirement, amigo. You earned it. Yes. And Gohard says, I do bleeps with KB. Tough. If dude could step up his contested catches game, he'd be a monster. His yards after the catch ability are undeniable, and dude is super athletic. Remember, Gohard, I'm telling you, man, we've seen that dude make some catches, traffic and all. That catch with the Titans is when I fell in love with KB. I'm looking for where'd the ball go? Oh, Kendrick made the catch on that. Window must have been that big. Just enough for the ball to go through. The Titans was all over KB. He makes that catch. Where is he? Gets up. Whoa! That's been my moment. From then on, dude's been my dude. Big Show, I want my clothes. I'm telling you right now, if he doesn't get cut, Show, we got to talk. All right. But Shane Lewis says Kendrick didn't get the respect he deserved rookie year. They didn't trust him second year. They drafted Pettis and moved him down the spot. Yeah. Consistency is still a thing with Kendrick. He's got to do it all the time. He has lots of great moments, but not all the time. Daniel Serrano. Love all my 49ers fam. Remember, every day is a good day to be a Niner fan. Yes. Hey, Will, come on in here, Will.
Yeah, gas nothing, right? One of them niggas, I guess, having a big gas leak.
Will?
Down the street from them.
Will, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Will may be into something. You may have to come back to Will. Will?
I don't know. Yeah, Sean.
Hey, Will?
Ronbo.
Yeah, oh, there you are. Will, you locked in the conversation there, man?
Oh, my bad, man.
No, it's all good.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Yeah, man, we're sitting back here.
What's going on tonight?
Praising Bo, man. Bo came back, and as I say, man, I'm looking up, and I was like, what? Dang. Bo came on back to say, look, I'm done. I want to go out in the red and gold. Can y'all help me? Shh. Man, are you kidding me? Don't even ask that question. Sit your butt down. Let us call the media. Get that 49er shirt out here, y'all. Give Bo his gold-plated Niner jersey. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, this is so good. I was hoping that would happen because we already know Frank Gore's coming back to retire as a 49er. And here he comes because I was worried about Bo because I said he ain't got no business retiring as no Raider. So, good.
Man, well, we always knew that Bowman was going to do that. I mean, I kind of knew it because Bowman built his legacy with the 49ers, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what made his name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad he's going to retire as a 49er, man. And shout out to Dre, man. Hey, Tony, don't you ever disrespect Bowman, man. What's wrong with you? I ought to kick you in the back of your head, dog. Don't you ever talk about NaVorro Bowman, man. Don't you ever talk about him like that.
It is blasphemous. But, there were people that felt like that, though, Will. It's a lot of people who really felt he was betraying us. But like Dre said, though, Bo was just trying to make a living and continue to survive, and the fact that he did. And that's why I knew.
Right.
I kept saying, when he went over there to Raider Nation, I've been trying to get here. I said, wait a minute. He doesn't mean that. There's no way he means that. Bowman loved 49ers. He loved Willis. He loved his teammates. This is BS. And it is. And it was. That was not the point of that to offend us. That was to ingratiate himself with the Raiders. And, that was his job. So I'm going to excuse him.
Yeah, Yeah, man. When you sign with another organization, man, you got to speak good about that organization because they gave you a chance to be on the team. So that's basically like a process. It's like but yeah, man. Bowman was a great leader, man. He was like the heartbeat to the 49 defense, man. Him and Patrick Willis, man. Those guys was unstoppable. You couldn't run past them. You couldn't run through them. I mean, those were the glory days. It's just sad. That bitch ass Trent Baalke messed it all up with the riffing and raffing with Jim Harbaugh, man, and it kind of messed everything up. It all started with that, and then it started trickling down to the players, man. Trent Baalke really messed that team up. He should have left Jim Harbaugh alone. He should have let Harbaugh do what he was supposed to do, and Trent Baalke, I really don't like Trent Baalke. I don't like his soul. I just want to say I hate the man, but I just hate everything about him. I wish he wake. I hope he wake up in the morning with a crook in his neck and he won't get it out forever. I just hope it stays there. I don't like Trent Baalke, man. He a bitch to me. But anyway, because he really messed it. He messed it up. But it is what it is, man. We got a new era that's coming into the 49er culture, man, with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, man. I'm just gonna say, look, man, it is what it is. Safety position is gonna be what it is. They ain't bringing in nobody. We just gotta deal with what we got. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that everybody do what they supposed to do. Don't mess up. Like I say, I'm a non-faithful, so I got faith. I got faith in for this team this year. Offense, I think the offense gonna do good. Jimmy G gonna do good, man. I think Kyle Shanahan gonna put out more schemes and stuff. I believe everything gonna be straight. I mean, I ain't deal what it is.
And Will, guess who had a good day today? Trent Taylor and Kendrick Bourne did well today. Actually, there's some concern. I'm a little worried. You got to be careful when you listen to Grant Cohn. But Grant said Kendrick went out there and smoked Richard Sherman, and he thought he saw Richard limping. He said he came back a few minutes later. It was fine. So you know what, though? Here's the thing, Will. I think Rich said, man, y'all, this is OTAs. I'm just out here getting loose. I ain't going to be busting ass and hurting myself before the season even starts. I think that's what he's mistaken. When it come time to get down, I doubt very seriously whether Richard Sherman is going to be getting abused. So, your thoughts?
Well, man, you know how Grant Conehead is, man.
He loves to put doom out there. God.
Yeah, he always saying something. He ain't no but a troll, man. So, I'm just ready for this year though. But like I say, man, it is what it is, man. But yeah, Kendrick Bourne though, I know Wes Welker like him a lot because when he did that mic'd up thing with and he was like giving Kendrick some praise, man.
He's
like the way Kendrick was out there balling.
He's in his third year. He understands fully what Kyle is cooking. Him and Jimmy G have been on the same page for Jimmy's been in the year. This is going into the third season. Jimmy says, whatever y'all think about him, I'm going to make him a star regardless. Because him and we got a connection. See, this is what people don't understand. Whether they like Kendrick Bourne or not, whether they don't consider him anything but trash, like some people do, he's kicking ass.
Yeah, because he's been there. He's been there since Jimmy G been there. You know what I'm saying? So they chemistry is down pat. The new guys that's coming in, they're gonna have to catch up. And they got the build, but Kendrick Bourne, he been there. So you know what I'm saying? That's why he's ahead of everybody because he's been there since Jimmy G been there. So the chemistry is down. I believe Kendrick gonna make the team. I believe he's gonna ball out, man. I mean, the dude. I mean, when he played, man, he was aggressive. He made aggressive, tough catches. You know what I'm saying? He got yards. He got. It was some plays when he got a lot of yak too. I mean, the dude can ball. I mean, I don't have nothing against him, man. I hope he do, stay on the team because the dude can make contested catches. It's like the Rams game he did when he
went up in the air, made that catch, fully parallel.
Yeah, so.
I mean, he was like fully vertical. Boom! Oh, Kendrick. But you know what? They just want more of that from him. If Kendrick comes out there, and he already got the word, if Kendrick comes out there and does that constantly, Kyle Shanahan don't care what your name is. He's going to use you.
Right. But yeah. But one more thing before I get off, 'cause I know you got called away. I know they're saying about the linebacker position. They want all three linebackers identical in the scheme.
Yeah.
So I mean, Fred Warner, Kwan Alexander, and Greenlaw fits that. Malcolm Smith's a little bit bigger, so he may be a little bit slower than Greenlaw. So I expect Greenlaw. Now I think Greenlaw might start over Malcolm Smith, and if he do, I'm gonna be so excited because Greenlaw, he fits that same characteristic like Fred and Warner. Like Fred and Kwan. All Greenlaw got to do is just get the knowledge down. You know what I'm saying? Fundamentals first. You know your fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? And he can be a great addition to that linebacker core, man. I really hope he do start over Malcolm Smith. I understand Malcolm Smith is a good run stopper and all that, but I want a linebacker that can do both. Play the pass and can stop the run. I don't need a linebacker who's one-dimensional. I need a linebacker who's dimensional two-dimensional in the run game and the passing game. So that's why I hope Greenlaw starts over Malcolm. I don't want no one-dimensional linebacker. I want a two-dimensional linebacker.
Got to have it.
Yeah, that's what you need, especially in that scheme. So
especially now. Exactly. All right, Will. Appreciate you, fam. Love y'all. You always get in here every night. Love it. You, Dre, and everybody else get in here every night. Y'all got to know. Appreciate you. See you day after tomorrow, all right?
All right. Appreciate you, Ronbo, man.
Thanks,
Shout out
man.
to the 90 Empire, man. Shout out to TNT, Trey, my player partner, Dre, you know, Jerry Fresh, Big Show, you know what I'm saying? And fuck Rudy. The Rams lost and they broke. And Santa Clara Police Department had a report out last night that some kids came by to the local high school, spotted the Jimmy Ward bus, and they slashed out the tires. Right.
I thought you was getting we can't roll now. We'll have a good night. We go get some new tires and get right back on the road.
All right, Ronbo. Take it easy. All right,
you
man.
too. Tyler, come on in, T. Sorry, Jerry Fresh. I meant to tell you the other day. Yeah, Tyler's okay. Tyler.
Ronbo, my man.
Yeah, Tyler. People are concerned about you. Well, actually, those twisters have stopped spinning around here. I sort of slowed down now. So it's good to hear. The waters are rising in certain places like Arkansas and other places like that, but not in the Illinois area. So we hope those people well, too, down in those areas. But, Tyler, tonight it's all about NaVorro Bowman. And anything that you picked up from the OTAs, because there's not a lot about it right now. It seems like they ended late or something. Writers didn't get a chance to put their stuff up. But anyway.
Yeah. And first thing I want to say about NaVorro Bowman is, look, I love him. But you have to keep in mind, he demanded a release from us. He demanded a release, and then he signed with the Raiders. It makes no sense. He's I don't want to be here anymore.
Tyler, the thing was, he did. He's got an ego, Tyler. You know, the thing is, when you're NaVorro Bowman, you're an all-pro. You've been to the Pro Bowl this time.
He was playing for us, though.
The thing is, here's this kid, and I understand he got slowed down by his injury and everything, but here comes this new kid, and I'm feeling like I'm threatened. I think it's just human nature. And I am threatened. And then they come to me, and I'm already a little burnt up about this. They come to me and they say, Bo, we need you to take a back seat to the new kid. You know, we're willing. You're gonna.
They weren't going to ask him to sit down.
Well, they were going to. He was going to have to play a role behind. He wasn't going to be the lead man anymore, from what I remember, and he couldn't accept that.
They're going to move him to Will or something?
Well, I don't know. Yeah. And I think it was like that because the thing was, he could not accept the fact that he wasn't going to be charged anymore because the fact that you've been where Bo is. It's kind of tough to listen about Reuben Foster coming in, right? So he says, well, release me then. And then after agent must have talked to him and says, I don't know if you want this, Bo. You know, and Bo says, fine, what do you want me to do then? Let me get back and tell him you'll go ahead and accept this role, and let's see what happens. In hindsight, Tyler, that's exactly what he should have did. Because you couldn't see Reuben Foster was going to fail, but he did. Bowman would have been right back in the limelight. Dang.
And you know what? If the Steelers weren't completely stupid, they would have signed Bowman. They wouldn't have had to draft a freaking linebacker, but whatever.
Yeah, well.
You know?
History has a way of...
He's better in the 3-4 anyway.
Yeah, that's true. He is a 3-4 linebacker, though. 4-3 requires, a little different style.
I mean, he can work in the 4-3, but he's better in the 3-4.
Yeah.
Especially if he would have went to Pittsburgh, he would have had a similar type of defense to what we were running, like average corner, a great pass rush, and
he could have went to Denver. There's several teams that are running. He could have worked wherever. What's Houston? The guy over in with the Rams, wherever he is.
He would never sign with the Rams. I know that.
No. I'm thinking wherever. What's that guy? Oh, you know what? There was because of the DC over in LA. I think I do remember there was rumblings, and we all says, "Oh, there's no way Bowman signs with the Rams." And what's Phillips' first name? Anyway,
for which team?
For the Rams, the DC.
Wade Phillips.
Wade would have used Bowman, and they needed a linebacker worse than the Raiders almost, right? But
they didn't even try to get him.
Oh, I think they did. I think Bo didn't want to hear it because I could have swore I heard some talk about that. So, it's kind of funny. Bo says, I got limits as to where I'll go, and I think the Dallas Cowboys wanted him too. So Bo goes to the Raiders.
He's like, no Raiders, no Rams, no Cowboys, no Seahawks.
Yeah. So there you go. Interesting.
Yeah, and then, and by the way, people are talking about Wes Welker running with the receivers and stuff. He's only running with Debo because they're trying to get Debo down to slot size, trying to get him to lose weight. They're trying to make him a slot receiver.
Yeah, he's working on that.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I said he would.
How many coaches do that though, Tyler? I mean, when's the last time you seen a coach running up and down the field in any capacity for any reason? I just never seen that before.
He just sees that Debo's going to be a beast, man.
Yeah.
He wants to get him down to that size.
Yeah, I tell you.
I can't wait to see a player I'm really interested in. I can't wait to see Dante Pettis, man. I think this would be the year that he becomes the number one. And then, like they talked about like the final 4 games or whatever it was, 5 games maybe of this past season.
Dante?
His stats would have translated. Yeah, they said if he played that way for a whole season, the stats would translate into about 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards-ish.
Oh, yeah.
And about 12 touchdowns.
How many games did he miss? What, did he miss about 5-6 games last year?
Maybe. But they said the final 5 games or 6 games or whatever, if you were to translate that to a full season, that would be about 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. So,
Guy's amazing.
That's pretty freaky, man.
Guy is amazing, and
they also think that Tevin Coleman could step up and become the feature back, which I would not be surprised. He could be the guy that gets the majority of the carries.
Oh, yeah. There's no need to be surprised about that.
They might just switch McKinnon's role. They could use Tevin Coleman for running and pass catching, but you line Tevin Coleman and McKinnon up in the backfield, you got 2 running backs going out for a pass. That's kind of nasty. They don't know.
How confusing is that, Tyler?
You can't cover them both. And you throw Breida out there in the slot or something.
God. Tyler, out of time, though. Well, I tell you what, I'll be looking for you day after tomorrow, okay?
Yep.
All right, fam.
All right, NaVorro Bowman. NaVorro Bowman, we love you. I forgive you. You're always a Niner at heart. My favorite moment of you was pick of the stick. That's what took us to the playoffs that year. It secured our spot.
Mm-hmm.
Niner Empire, Niner for life. Forever faithful. Jimmy G, stay away from them hoes. Keep it in your pants. Stay out of L.A., Jimmy. Get you in trouble.
Good night, Tyler.
Pipe bump.
Jesus. Hey, there he is. Michael. Marin Mikey. Come on in, Mike.
Hey, Ronbo. What's going on?
Mike, we're just going over the NaVorro Bowman career and the sudden shock, walking into the facility to saying, I'm here, guys, to retire in the place I should be retiring. I just want to know, is it okay? I'd have dropped down on the floor. Are you serious? You don't even need to ask. All you had to do was tell us you were coming back to do that. It's all. We would have had a ceremony, freaking red carpet outside, everything else. Get in here. You know what I mean? I'm just delighted that he's doing that. God, it really makes me feel better. Because I didn't want him to retire or anything else. I couldn't see it, Mike. It makes no sense. His whole career, his fame, it was built right here in a red gold uniform. God. So it's a good day.
Absolutely, Ronbo. I got three things that I want to say about NaVorro Bowman, three memories with NaVorro Bowman. The first one is I met him at Family Day when I was out at Candlestick Park. The Stick, baby.
Right.
And he was out there in street clothes. He didn't look real big or anything like that. You know, he's wearing designer jeans, a little T-shirt, and, you know, just saying hi to everybody, and just seemed like a real humble guy, real nice guy. You know, I came up to him and I said, hey, you know, I saw you play at Penn State and all, man. I'm really glad you're on our team. And, you know, we just chopped it up for a little bit, and he was really cool, man. Really nice guy, very, very personable, and, you know, just really listening to what I was saying, and we were going back and forth conversation, nice conversation with him. But the second memory was I was at training camp, and the practice had just ended, and I was coming back over to the toward where the players go into the locker room, and there was a tent set up there, the outdoor weight gym that they had set up in Santa Clara. And him and Pat Willis, right after practice, they go straight to the weights, man. And so I'm kind of hanging out over there. No one's really around. And so they come walking over, and they're like, oh, hey, man, what's up? You know, you want an autograph or what's up? You know, and I'm like, no, just give me a Niners fist bump, man, you know. And this dude gives me a fist bump, and his fist, it's like it has an extra knuckle on it. I mean,
you didn't show any pain or anything, did you?
Oh no, I didn't, Ronbo. No. I mean, I'm you know, no. But it was all good, man. But they were both at that point. These guys were both just, I mean, outrageous, just so totally yoked, you know. And so, anyways, the third moment was I was out at the Stick for the very last game against the Atlanta Falcons, and I watched NaVorro Bowman take that interception all the way to the house, man. And that was just like, for me, that was just a beautiful send-off for the Stick. You know, it was a sad night, but at the same time, NaVorro put that memory in my memory bank, man. So, I mean, that was a beautiful thing, and I wouldn't want to see him retire any other place either, Ronbo. So I'm glad that they're doing this, and good deal with Bowman. But Ronbo, from that subject, we're going to have to switch over to a little something here because, you know, even though I wasn't able to call in yesterday, I got to hear, I was listening, as Sean would say, I'd be listening, bro. So I heard Trey came on, and man, Trey, shout out to Trey, man. That guy comes on and just lights it up. I mean, he just made great points and everything yesterday. So Ronbo, you know I'm part of the TNT law firm and part of the TNT family. So, you know, what I want you to know, Ronbo, is I am going to be personally myself, and I'll handle this for Trey because Trey's, you know, got other stuff he's got to do. Trey's going to be coming at you, but I'm going to be subpoenaing Jimmy Ward's hospital records.
He's going to be indicted.
X-rays, MRIs, Ronbo, which I'm sure will probably fill up a library. And as well as I'm going to be subpoenaing Jimmy Ward's productivity records from the San Francisco 49ers, which I think will fill less than a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. Okay. So, Ronbo, I mean, you know, hypocrisy and ridiculousness. I love it, Trey. And these are the things that the J-Dub Club is being charged with. Ronbo, we will prosecute to the fullest extent. Okay.
Now, what I want to know is if you guys do not win this case, all right, now, is there going to be pardons given? Is there going to be apologies issued? I mean, what's going to be the repercussions? I'm telling you right now, you guys are putting yourself in a bad position. You guys are going on the pass, which is very dangerous now because this team is shifting in a way where that secondary is going to eat, and they're going to benefit from a new defensive line they've never played with since they've been in the league. Some of these youngsters, like Jimmy Ward's never played behind a good defensive line. He missed that first year in 2014 when he had the chance with that screw in his foot, and they shut him down. The next year with Jimmy, Tom Sewell, and the rest of the comedy teams we've had, he's never played behind a blue-chip front line. You guys got to be careful. You're setting yourself up for potential disaster.
Rombo.
I'm listening.
Rombo, the way we feel about this case is that by the time we're done, you are not going to have a leg to stand on. You're going to be like Jimmy Ward, okay? And so here's the thing about it. When Jimmy Ward was healthy, let me ask you this. When Jimmy Ward was healthy, did he play like Ed Reed? Did he look like Ed Reed out there?
I don't know if I'd make that comparison.
Okay. When Jimmy Ward was healthy, yeah, absolutely. When Jimmy Ward was healthy, did he play like Earl Thomas when he was healthy?
Yeah. Mike, I just want to say something about this, though, this line of questioning. How many times do we see Jimmy actually play in any one position since he's been with the team? What if they stopped wasting all that time putting him at the corner, because that's not his best strong suit. But the fact of the matter was he was the best in camp at every position on the field that we had at the time with the personnel that we had. Now that's not the case. You let him focus on what he does best, which is safety. Would you really gamble that he's going to fail playing that position now that he knows the system after 2 years? This is a risk for you guys because you think he's not a good player when really that's an error and pure folly. So, as I say, we're going to see.
Rombo, this is my point, though. This is my point is, okay, first of all, let me address that. If Jimmy Ward wasn't hobbling around on crutches and walking around with casts on, maybe they could have had more time to work with him at one position. But this is my point. Jimmy Ward, I believe, is a good football player. He's good, okay? And Jason Verrett is elite, okay? So the players that you want to take a chance on, because they're taking it's called a risk reward. You know this. High risk, you want a high reward if you're going to take a high risk. Jimmy Ward is a high risk, mediocre reward. Maybe mediocre to low reward. Again. No, I'm serious. I mean,
it's rating his skills as being mediocre. I think they're a little better than that. I really do.
Well, I think he's good, Rombo. I think he's good, but I don't think he is worth taking a high risk on and saying, "Oh, we're going to build our back end around this guy." And by the way, what is going on with the safeties now? Now I'm hearing they're going to be interchangeable, and so we're just abandoning the single high safety concept. Are we abandoning the Seattle Seahawks defense? I mean,
you heard what Adrian Colbert was saying the other day, didn't you? I have no idea what's going on. I really wish I could watch how they're going to set that up in the beginning. I don't even know how you train for that. I mean, Colbert was talking as if you may see me you may see me in the box. I'm sitting there thinking, what would be the benefit? Is that just to throw the OC off, or is that what's going on with that? I don't understand. So we got to see that. What the 49ers are cooking on defense right now, we're about to see that Robert Saleh mentality or mindset in real motion now because he feels he's probably got the right tools to do all these things he's talking about. Because this is a very far-fetched this is a concept I've never heard of, and I've been around the game for a long time. I've never seen usually players who play over the top or down in the box. These are two different kind of players. So I mean, except for the case of Plosky and Adrian Colbert, those two guys may possibly be interchangeable because Colbert's pretty aggressive. He's kind of fearless. In fact, he gets a little too aggressive, which makes him, I think, screw up sometimes. But maybe it can work. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's all kind of confusing, Rombo, because I mean they go out and they address the pass rush finally, right? Finally.
Yeah.
And now we got the pass rushers for that dominant defensive line that you need for the cover three. You got the 4 studs up front that you need for that, and then they say, okay, now we're gonna bring in this Chris Kasurik, who was with Detroit, who primarily went into a wide 9. And you know what? Don't tell me about wide 9 only being on passing downs. Passing downs are 60% in this league, man. Yeah. I mean, passing downs are more than running downs. So your base package is not going to be out there as much as your wide 9. So the wide 9 will be out there more than the base.
But
the other thing
Mike,
is,
do you think they've got more than that package though? The 49ers seem to run about 3 or 4 different packages. You know what? It's going to be a defensive call anyway. You're not going to run the wide 9 on every play because the offense is going to adjust.
not on every play, no. But I mean, I'm just saying when they're running the wide 9, if it's going to be on passing primarily, and they want those speed rushers to hit the outside. I get that. You know, they want that edge, and so it is. You know, it probably would be primarily on passing, and it probably would be a lot. But the thing is, you know, people are saying, well, Robert Saleh had this in his playbook, but he didn't do it that much, and you didn't really hear about it very much last year.
I haven't read the percentages. They're really low compared to what Chris likes to do. That's true.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure. It's a little bit confusing what they're trying to do with this defense, and I just hope that
of what we've heard so far.
I hope that there's not too much. Yeah. Hopefully there's not too much change going on, and these guys understand their assignments, because when you're going into your third year like this, you want the guys to be on the same page as they've been on, so that you get faster and faster and faster and faster, and now you start changing things, and so we'll see. But,
we will, Mike. We will see. And you guys keep that courtroom ready. J-Dub, I'm telling you right now, I can't wait until on the 5th or 6th week, Akello Witherspoon is coming on too. Even Greg Cohn gave him props today. I says, you know, nobody noticed except for a few of us. Akello was coming on toward the end of the season. Everybody looks at all his fails. But realistically, that kid's starting to learn. And he's progressing like rookies usually do. I can't wait to see Akello and Jimmy are my 2 guys coming into this season. I'm sticking with him, Mike. I'm sticking with him.
Rombo.
We'll see.
Akello Witherspoon had a fantastic 3-cone drill at the combine, and he does have great movement skills. I've seen that when I watched him play. The way he can flip his hips. He's got the oily hips. He's got the quick break and all that. But there's some things technique-wise that are really missing from his game, and he went as far as to admit it, that he thought he was going to come in here because of his physical traits and just be able to play. And it's like, come on, man.
Okay,
what are you
but listen,
thinking?
Mike. The thing is, let's let that go and see what he does next. Is my thinking.
Yeah.
If he's going to learn, or can he not learn? Yep. What is it? What is it?
Right. Hey, and I would like to contribute my penny also with Will for the J-Dub bunch for the doctor's appointments, so that you can get your heads examined.
All right, guys, I'll take that. All right, Mike, we really got to go. I'm getting killed over here.
All right, Rombo. Hey, man, everybody have a great night. Shout out to the TNT family, Trey, Big Show, Will, Dre, Sheik, and Jerry Fresh.
You guys all, I don't know what happened to his vibe. All right, Mike, see you day after tomorrow if you get some time. All right. And hey, Daniel, 257 watching and only 71 likes. What's wrong here? They're part of the group that cut up those tires of the J-Dub bus. All right, let's go back to the phone. And it looks like it's 007. 007! Come on in, guys. All right, guy. 007. 00.
Man, I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? All right. So,
is he talking to us or me? 007's talking to somebody else. Hello?
No, hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay. No, I thought you say hello first before you get into me. But all right, go ahead. Okay, good. Tell me.
The man who needs no introduction. Listen, NaVorro Bowman and the crew back in the day, man.
Yeah.
That was a crew right there, man. They were limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling dealing, kiss stealing, sons of a gun, and they were the best defense in the NFL for like 2 or 3 years. They were the guys, the man, the team to beat, the champs. one of the best of all time, Patrick Willis, Justin Smith, Alden Smith, Ahmad Brooks, McDonald, Deshaun Goldston, Dante Whitner, Terrell Brown, Carlos. That defense was crazy, and that was the
you have there's a good spot wherever you talk from, and then there's these spots. We totally lost you in the last 20 seconds or so.
What was that? I didn't get.
Yeah, and now you can't hear me. I don't know where your Wi-Fi receives best, but you're in a bad spot right now. It's breaking up.
Oh. I'm not able to make out what you're saying right now. I'm stepping outside.
Okay.
Okay, I hear you now. What's up?
And now I can hear you better as well. All right. Go ahead. Continue. Wherever you are, don't move. Stay right there, and we'll be able to hear you. All right. Go ahead.
I said the Niners of back in the day were limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, sons of a guns, best defense in the NFL. You know what I mean? These guys were the guys, the men among men. I'm talking about. Man, I mean, it's crazy because them and the Seahawks were in their own division as far as defense was concerned, but still. I remember watching 49er games and just watching defense just being hyped up like, oh, my God, they're taking people's heads off. Turnovers, stops on third down. You can't run the ball. I remember teams could not run the ball. We would make them one-dimensional, and then we would play man coverage. We would play man coverage across the board, and teams would get behind by 7, 14 points, and then they're like, dude, the Niners are going to keep running the ball and moving the ball, and we can't run the ball, so we're going to have to pass, try to keep up, and then Deshaun Goldston would come up over the middle and knock somebody out. You know what I mean? Or Dante Whitner. Whitner used to knock people out.
It was terrible, man. If you were a receiver, whoa, bam.
They used to knock people, and then you have Patrick Willis and NaVorro Bowman. Dude, for me, and everyone's going to say, oh, well, you're biased. Best inside linebacking core, those two guys, I would take those two guys over any other inside linebacking corps of all time. Yeah. Saying it right now.
I ain't got no argument from me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I enjoyed watching them work. Whoa!
That was legendary stuff, man. The legendary stuff, and it's just crazy. I remember I brought this up in the past, but all respect to the team, but it's crazy how good the Niners were at drafting inside linebackers. You got Patrick Willis, you got NaVorro Bowman, you got Chris Borland, and then you had the other bum. He keeps getting injured, but he was really talented, Reuben Foster, and then you had we've had other guys too besides him. Oh, remember we had I don't know if we drafted him, but we had Takeo Spikes for a while.
I was getting ready to say you left out Spikes, man, because that dude. And he is on record for having one of the biggest necks in football history.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that neck. That was crazy. It stuck out. It stuck out for sure. But yeah, man, it's sad what happened to NaVorro Bowman. Injuries. He got the injury bug bad. And what really sucks is when he tore his knee up in that championship game, he recovered that fucking fumble, and they did not give it to us. I'm like, this guy, and it was like a minute afterwards when we didn't get the call, I'm like, this guy just shredded his fucking knee, and he has the ball in his hands. He's limping. He's got carted off the field, and he has the ball in his hands, and then in replay, I'm like, it was obvious he recovered it. And I'm like, and you're not going to give this guy the ball? He just gave up a season of his career.
We never heard a word from the commissioner and his guys because they didn't even want to apologize for that. Meanwhile, Bowman's going down through the tunnel. Hawks fans are throwing popcorn and stuff out of the stands at him. I said, oh, my God, if I had a bomb, I'd just hand grenade that baby right into that whole section. God, I was mad.
That's what happened. That's what happens, man. That's what happens when you're playing a better team, and you know what I mean. You're intimidated by somebody else's talent, and you're like, hey, the Niners are gonna win. Just throw this. You don't have no class, man. No class. But Yeah, I was very sad. Very sad. You know, NaVorro Bowman, he's going to retire a Niner, which he always was.
Yeah.
He had a great career. Poor guy. He was a Hall of Fame talent. That's one of those guys that, had he stayed healthy, there's no doubt in my mind that he'd been a Hall of Fame. If he would have kept up the level of play that he had with the Niners, with other teams, come on.
I wanted to
if
see
you
him
took
and
the
Chris
five,
Borland play together too. How crazy would that have been?
I don't know.
I mean, I
we can
wanted
draft
Willis
him.
to stay with him, but Willis the toe was just killing him, like he said, and so it was going to be Borland and Bowman. And I said, "Oh man, the Killer Bees return." Not to wherever I forgot. There was Killer Bees came from some other team, but now we had the Killer Bees.
That was the Steelers. The Steelers had the Killer Bees. Bill Brown and Robin Ben.
Yes. 007, man, we've had such a good time. We got to go already. Let me see if can we find you the day after tomorrow and talk some more, see what happens. We should have some more details as what's going on in camp. All right?
All right, man.
All right,
remember, this one goes out to NaVorro Bowman and the crew. And, yeah, man, it was nice, man. It was great watching 53 for as long as we could, and I'm glad that he was a part of the team. And I'll never forget, him and Patrick Willis is one of the best inside linebacking cores in NFL history, and it was awesome to watch.
No doubt. All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, you too. All right, bye.
All right.
That every RH negative would be coming from a history of abduction.
Harold, what are you watching, Harold?
What's up, man?
Harold, man, we're sitting up here, man. We're going over to NaVorro Bowman, come running up into camp, talking about here to retire as a 49er. Oh, what? Yes! Call the press.
Oh.
And here we sit. This is kind of a very satisfying moment. You know what I mean? I didn't want to, but there's some things need closure. And Bowman always needed closure. Because all of us been watching. We saw last year that nobody picked him up. We thought it was because nobody thought he was good enough. And then Bowman answered that question. Oh, there's plenty of teams wanting me to go in there, but I just didn't see the situation being right. And between us, Harold, Bo really didn't want to play for nobody else. He played with Oakland. That wasn't fun. They went over there and had the same record as we did. So, Bo said, enough of this. If I ain't going to play for none of these other people that said calling me in here, man, what I look like wearing a Dallas Cowboys uniform? What I look like over here in this Pittsburgh and everywhere else? Because some of these teams that really need linebackers, you take Bowman if you can get him, right? So Bo just said, forget this, man. I'm just going to call it. And he did. Came on back home. We got closure, fam.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? And we're going to some of your favorite Bowman moments. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The last caller stole my thunder because my favorite Bowman moment was that Seattle game where he just took the ball out of dude's hands, tore his knee, and held on to the ball like a boss, like nothing happened. And I know he was in pain. But he was such a beast. Yeah, he held on to it, man. Yeah. And that was one of my favorite plays of all time.
I can't even. But you call it your favorite play. Can you watch that play anymore? Every time I'm accidentally looking at film or something like that, or catch it, as soon as I see that, that pain. I can't look at Bo go down in that kind of heap and watch that leg just buckle. It really does freak me out. And like you say, he didn't even display any pain. He held onto that ball. The most important thing was not himself, because most of us would, and let that ball go, But Bo held onto the ball, went all the way down to the ground. He's still holding on to the ball. And them SOBs said, no, give it back to the Hawks. None of us will ever forgive that. No.
Yeah, I mean that just shows the determination that I think even the whole team had back then, that defense, man, because I think they were all playing hard, and that's why it's so hard to watch those last couple of years, because I don't think we had one person that have a play like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But in that NFC championship or game or whatever it was, I don't remember. I think it was the NFC championship.
our defense was a team, a unit, man, and all of them played hard. You know, Bowman and
Willis?
I can't think of the other linebacker.
Willis.
Yeah, Patrick Willis.
Yeah.
They had all 11 guys, man, locked in every play, you know.
Held each other
and
accountable.
Then one of the craziest things about that defense that we had back then was like we would stop the run with our front six. You know, we had the 4 up front and then those 2 linebackers, and teams still couldn't run on us, man. It was crazy to see that, man. And I you know, this defense we had this year is as best as it's been since then. And so I'm hoping
personnel-wise, they just got to go out there and demonstrate.
Yeah.
But you're right. Personnel-wise, that defense looks beastly. And we didn't even say all we're talking about is the 2 edge rushers and Buckner. Well, he's got a supporting cast to go along with it. But you know what's really funny? Because according to Grant Cohn, his observations are always to be taken a little lightly this early in the season. But Grant says, looks like the 49ers are going to be more concerned with sacks this year than they are the run game. It looks like DJ Jones is not getting as much time as you would have expected him to, because he's going to be the best guy to stop the run. They've got Sheldon Day in there, and Sheldon Day actually got through and got a sack in today. So you know what? This is a little early on. Maybe the 49ers just look at some different alignments and formations and people and playing together with guys. But it's kind of funny he would say that, because when he said that, it kind of resonated in my head a minute. Oh, because when we first had the worst run defense in the league, the 49ers went out and got Solomon Thomas. They got guys that they could stop the run. We did a pretty good job of stopping the run that year. Last year, people still think Joel thinks we didn't have a run defense last year, but the run defense was not that bad last year. We got smoked. The aerial shots were terrible. But could they be now thinking we were terrible, we were the worst team in the league with INTs? We're going to get some INTs this year, so help us God. I just hope they don't overemphasize that and forget about the run.
Oh, we're not going to forget about the run. Yeah, I think John Lynch and as well as Saleh knows that you're going to have to stop the run.
You got to stop.
I think the roles are going to be a little bit reversed this year, because I think we're going to be having to lead a little bit this year.
I know, right?
A lot this year.
Yeah.
And so we are going to have a lot more passes attempted against us, which will allow us more sack opportunities, more interception opportunities.
And
we're going to have the skilled players.
Yeah.
We do have the skilled players to actually convert on those sacks, convert on those interceptions, man. We're going to start turning the ball over again. And I know my boy from Kansas City is going to have some forced fumbles on the quarterbacks. D4, yeah, he's going to. I like to see that. What do you have, like 7 something last year? I like to see
strips. Yeah, he led the league
number above 5 again.
Separating that ball from the quarterback. Yeah,
that's what I don't understand so many times. Like I used to see, I would like to see some of these defensive linemen just grab that right arm of that quarterback. What's he going to do if you have that right arm?
Because it ain't like you can match the strength of a lineman. I mean,
no, just grab the arm.
It's all tackle. It's technique. It's technique. So, they'll be looking for that now.
Yeah. But now, let's get that ball out this year, man, and recover it. Let's recover it, man.
But you know what? You just hit upon something I hadn't thought about. 49ers suspect they're going to be leading on. Well, the 49ers know they're capable of scoring points. So you know what? You send teams in aerial mode. So you do need to work hard on that pass rush. I think Grant was only looking at what the 49ers intended him to see, not necessarily the complete plan, Grant. So, don't run out and tell people 49ers are going to be more concerned this year with the passing attack than they are the run game. They're going to give up the run game. They concede that. 4 and 5 yards is not going to matter to them. They're just going to focus on sacks. I'm sitting there listening to Grant Cohn talking. Oh, man, is that right? You still got to stop the run, because that's going to set up the pass game. And I think you're exactly right. The 49ers probably realize they're going to have to polish up that pass game, that pass rush, in order to be able to accommodate what they anticipate to be protecting leads.
Yeah, man. We're going to, the last couple of years, the fourth quarter has been all, teams have just been running on us, man. And now we're going to have the lead. We're going to have the lead. They're going to have to throw the ball. And they're going to have to throw the ball against us, because we're going to put up some points this year. And Yeah, I see us getting home this year, man. I see us getting home. I see us getting off the field on third downs, and
putting Jimmy
it should
back
be
out
real
there.
good this year.
Harold,
yeah,
man,
and
let me go ahead. Finish that.
I was saying, I was just saying, and Jimmy, if we get the ball back to Jimmy, you already know what he's going to do.
Tell you, man, prime time. It's gonna be fun. Tell you what, Harold, man, appreciate you getting in here. I'll see you the day after tomorrow, huh?
All right, to the floor, man.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And there he is, the Iron Sheik. Sheik, come on in,
What's up,
man.
Ronbo? What's going on, man?
Oh,
What
man,
up, brother?
I'm just saying, we get all. I'm telling you, I'm all worked up because I was so.
It's a Jersey Joe. Jersey Joe popping in.
I seen him in there giving the Big Show. Big Show's in there saying all kinds of things tonight. Show, what is wrong with you? He's just saying all kinds of, and not even about Kendrick Bourne, and other things as well. He's just gone buck wild tonight. But anyway, NaVorro Bowman is
yes, sir,
back to being red and gold. I was so hoping for that a long time ago, and I'd forgotten about it. I said, man, Bo's still pissed, man. He's not even talking to us. I guess he's not coming back. He's still looking for a job. Nobody's calling him. When really they were, I think, Sheik, what he was saying. And he just didn't see anything he wanted to get into. So what does he do? I'm done, guys. I'm going to go back and see if the 49ers let me retire as a Niner and call it a day. Boy, good.
Where he belonged.
Good.
Where he belonged, Rombo.
Absolutely.
Where he belonged, And with all the history and the moments that he did with us, with that great tandem that with him, Patrick Willis did, I've been watching football when I was like 7 years old in 1987. And I've seen a lot of great running linebackers. But that duel, I think, is the best I ever seen.
They were exciting, weren't they?
And I've seen some greats. Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of 49er fans were very upset when he took his business to the trash Raiders. To the trash Raiders. But, it's whatever. It is what it is, But the thing is, he knows where his passion, his heart, his home really is where he belongs, he in red and gold, until you're dead and cold. But, the thing is, Rombo, I want to play something real fast for you. My favorite moment was, obviously you remember this moment. So I'm going to play it real fast, like a 10-second.
The slant to the left side. It's intercepted. The 49ers pick it. And NaVorro Bowman is redemption. NaVorro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown.
That's the pick to the stick. That was the greatest moment I have, the last moment for the candlestick, by the way. That made me excited for it, the 49ers and the candlestick. I was like taking it home because that was like the last greatest moment for the 49ers and candlestick.
Since
One of the
then,
greatest moments.
yeah, you're right. Oh, isn't that sad? That is right. And then we moved into this place called Levi's Stadium, and things haven't been right since. They really haven't.
No, it has not. It hasn't. People call it the curse and this and that, but honestly, curse is always meant to be broken.
And I hope it happens soon.
And it has to happen because of Kyle, he's having hiccups because of constant mistakes that Balky did, and also I'm going to say Harbaugh was a good coach, but he was not a great coach. He had some flaws.
I guess we need to come to grips. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to piss anybody off because a lot of people think of Harbaugh as a god. Yeah. But I still wonder, how do you go that many times and come away from that well dry? Granted, there was some things.
And the thing that pissed me, and the thing that upset me about Harbaugh back in the day is just the constantly delay of games and. If you're the offensive mind guru that you are, Harbaugh, why are you allowing Greg Roman, terrible offensive coordinator, that was Achilles' heel on that team, that took us back to win the damn Super Bowl against the stupid-ass Baltimore Ravens that we should have won. Because, I don't want to get there because I don't want to upset all the faithful and bring it. But the thing is, today is Bowman's day. Bowman thank you for coming. All the memories that you did for the 49ers, thank you. And everybody that still has that jersey with Bowman, rock it till every day. And when you can, rock it. When you go into the games, rock that, man. Because honestly, that boy gave his soul, he went out as a 49er. He gave his body, and he was never the same after that.
That's it.
So
this is the bottom line. We're talking about a guy who risked and lost. Like he said, I could have let that dude run across that line, but I did it for the team, and I know how the fans think, and he was doing that for everybody but himself. Look what it did. This is why I'll never unappreciate NaVorro Bowman. Oh.
Yeah, and he was those numbers definitely mean a lot, and he made everybody look good. And we had like great defenses in the back the day, Ronbo. Talking about defense, back in the day with Charles Haley and there's other players, there was there, and then Ronnie Lotz over there, and then now we have the Bowman and Willis. We've got a lot of love from these players and this defense, and now we're gonna have Warner and Alexander. Those two linebackers are gonna be good. They're gonna be learning from the best, and I hope that Bowman comes in and he
right.
These guys
he can come in and visit now, and it's like it only makes sense. Yeah. You ain't got to stay awake. Jerry didn't stay awake. You don't be a stranger here, man. You're one of us again. It never were not one of us, but now you've been, come on in. Don't pay. Just tell them I'm Bo. They said let me come on in and talk to these guys. Work with them if you feel like it.
Exactly, Ronbo. And let me switch sides to like the offensive side as well. Like Wes Welker, he's definitely has no filter, but I think it's better for us because there's a lot of guys just there for the payday. But we need to win games. We need that mentality out of your body and in your body. Like this, pretty much in and out. We must have the complete package to win this. And now they want Debo to lose weight. They want Dante Pettis to gain
some. Isn't that strange? Come on, Dante. What is he? I don't understand. You could see when he was in his press conference, Dante does not like pounds. He just wants to be the same Dante. Well, get stronger then. Do something, but stop. Yeah, every time you get hit, it's over. Come on, Dante. We can't have that.
You don't want to have a 2.0 blue tent that we had with Reuben Foster.
And some of those hits he took, and Sheik, remember some of those hits he took? They weren't even that serious. I mean, the guy just drop a shoulder in him, he hits the ground and stays down. I said, Dante, get up. Get up. This is embarrassing. Is he really feeling that bad? So, hopefully he gets stronger this year.
Yeah, he has to. He has to hit. That's why the trainers definitely need to bulk this guy up. And hanging out with some guys like in ripped. I don't know who's. Let's see. Wanted to go hang out with all linemen or something.
No, remember George Kittle played with a flat jacket on last year because he had ribs bruised. Come on, man. Yeah. And it's funny. I think George takes shots at Dante on his Facebook page. Not his Facebook, but I mean his Twitter.
Instagram.
He says it's on Twitter. He says Dante said something philosophical. And Kittle comes in and says blah, blah, blah. And Dante responds, I can't believe you even follow me. There's something going on between those two. And I got a feeling George takes shots at him for his toughness. We'll find out more about that, though. But they were sitting on the bench talking. But, I think George is in his ear. Good, George. Dante needs to harden up a little bit. So I'll bet that's it.
And I bet a lot of guys, even the guys in the chat room and yourself, Ronbo, like we all played football back in the day, like in high school or college. Mm-hmm. And the players, we always get at each other. We pick at these guys. I used to pick out one of these guys that was like a running back. He was always small. And I was like, dude, get some weight. You're like too small. You're not fit for a running back. So they're always going to be picking on it. But out of love, we do it. Out of love.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You got to encourage the guy. Sheik, we got to go. I'll tell you what, let's see you next day after tomorrow. All right?
Definitely, Ronbo. Shout out to TNT. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to 905. Baseball, hit that like for Ronbo Sports. Love, share. Thank you, love. Send the love to everybody in the chat room, bro.
Thanks, Sheik. Always appreciate you. See you later.
You see you later, brother.
Hey. And Jordan Reyes, thanks, Jordan. Appreciate you, fam. Fluffy Ninja. Try to imagine 3 running backs on the field running a play like a double wing. Ooh. And the defense not having any idea where the ball is going. And all of a sudden, Jimmy G runs up the middle for about 30 yards. Oh, don't do it, Jimmy. No. Give the ball to anybody but you. Rico's 49er style says, hope you upload my video. Oh. I was trying to call in, but my daughter graduated high school today, so I've been a little busy. Her name is Alize. Oh, I hope I got that. Alize. Can you give her a shout out and say, Alize, congratulations! The world is now yours. You just step forward, slay it, make it be your slave, lady. Yeah. Hey, she's gonna do good things. Tell you what, Rico, she's gonna be awesome. Hey. And Van Life 123s, what's good? Checking in from Moss Landing. Oh, I think I've been over to Moss Landing. It's forever. Right outside of Monterey Bay. It's been a while dealing with a family illness. Scare all good now. Oh, good. Feels so damn good to be chilling again in the chat room. Hey, Van Life, you know what? You're right. I've not seen you in a long time. I am delighted to hear things are getting better then. My goodness, it has been a while. It's one of the famous Bash brothers. Bash, you know what? I just realized, who is your Bash brother? Is it Joey? Or will it be Sheik? Bashar. Bash. Bash, we'll come back to Bash. I think he's maybe having transmission problems or connection problems. So, maybe, you know, if you get a chance, listen to Grant Cohn. He's the kind of guy that you listen to him and you know he's being a little, he gets a little, well, he's opinionated and he's really critical about it, normally. He did say some good things about some people, though, in that interview. Is Bash there now? Bash, you there? He did say some good things about you, but he did say what did concern me was that the tweak on, that's going to take him out of OTAs. You know, what I'm hoping for is we're getting a lot of ouchies. I think you mentioned K'Wan Williams also looked a little banged up. I don't know how these guys are getting banged up with the amount of, we're not wearing pads. Maybe we should wear pads. The 49ers should probably wear pads at all time, even when they're at home watching television or relaxing. When you take a shower, guys, please, don't take a shower naked. Put on some pads. I am concerned with the fact that why is it that you just draw pain and suffering? Hey, Jerry Fresh. Come on in, J-Man.
What's up, Niner Empires? Jerry Fresh here with TNT.
Yeah, he is. He's a latest recruit.
Yes, sir. Ronbo, man. Yeah. I'm excited, man. Thank you to all my fellows on TNT, to Trey, to Dre, to Trez, Big Show, Will, everybody else. If I missed anybody, I accept, Trey. Man. Thank you guys for letting me into the family. I appreciate it.
Well, Jerry, tonight the spotlight is also on, you know who, NaVorro B. We're just delighted that he's going to be joining and coming. When I say joining, that he's going to come back and reinstate himself, as we never did uninstate him. But I want him to acknowledge it, because without that, he would still be a renegade. But no, he's back in camp, and we put him on the wall. What's the name of that area out on the Game of Thrones? Were they out there, way out there in the cold? What was the name of that wall that they always had to guard?
I don't know, Ronbo. Color folks don't go past in the cold. Too far in the cold. I don't go out there, man.
Anyway, Devin LeBeau's back on that wall, keeping watch. Yes. It was a very prepared part. Mother of Dragons will come in and burn everything down, but meanwhile. But hey, Jerry, man, give us your thoughts on Bo, man.
Man, you know what? I like Bowman. I love Bowman. He played for our team. People are getting upset. They're saying, he left. And, man, this guy went through – you had this new linebacker, this new kid come in. Yeah. If you think about it, it was the second time that happened. I think, didn't Borland come in? They didn't let Bowman leave. He stayed. He was still good. But at the same time, man,
field all the time, remember?
Yeah, for sure. And so now he has this new young guy, like you said, coming in with the hype and whatnot, and he's getting his position diminished. And you get to the point where it's like, hey, man, you got to take care of you and your family. And people get upset, like, hey, he went to the Raiders. He slapped us in the face, but you know what? He came back to his true home. If he would have decided to retire with the Raiders, then maybe I would have had a problem. But he decided to come back to the 49ers. He's where he's supposed to be.
God, just hearing you say that, I felt a pang shoot through my neck and shoulders. Retire as a Raider? Oh, my God, that would be bad. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
You said that as a say, just
Ronbo, huh? Yeah. It's like a lightning bolt hit me upside the head. Bowman, a Raider. Raider fans are talking about, hey, y'all see that? See that? Bowman know what the best team is. Oh, here it comes. Okay.
Yeah. No, you know what, Bowman, man? Man, it just brings me back to people hating on Bowman, but if you think about it, this is where we're getting excited about this year because we want to get back to when Bowman and Willis were that time when Harbaugh was in there. I don't know what Harbaugh is doing now, but when he was in there and he had Bowman and Willis and we had Vic Fangio as a defensive coordinator, we're hoping to get a defense that prevalent again. We want that again. And so maybe Bowman's retiring with us to let us know, like, hey, I believe that the defense you guys have right now is going to be aggressive and going to be a defense that we had back in the day. So, man, I'm excited about that, man.
Jerry, here's an hypothetical. What if, and Kyle Shanahan was very good back then too, what if instead of Greg Roman, the 49ers had Kyle Shanahan as the OC? Do you know that we would have won at least two rings easily? Because like you said, the defense was already just stellar. And they would have been giving the ball back to the offense constantly. And even though Cap was there, but so was RG3. So Cap, as a matter of fact, both the Shanahans know how to deal with mobile quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. We would have won them games we lost easily.
Oh, hands down. Yeah, no. We Greg Roman we were a smash mouth team. We had that the offensive line when they had Upati and we had all those guys in there. And so we tried to take advantage of that and run the ball, run, which was fine. You know what I mean? But when it was time to run, when we could have won the Super Bowl, we decided not to run. You know what I mean? So,
God. But, Greg.
You know,
some people say that was Harbaugh's call to make. I mean, Greg only gives Harbaugh play choices. Harbaugh's the one who signals in the Cap and Alex Smith. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure whose fault that was. But from what it sounds like, Harbaugh ain't getting any flack. It might have been him.
It was all Harbaugh and those pleated khakis, man. He ran the show.
In that shirt.
And man, what grown man tucks in a sweater into khakis? Especially out in California where it's 90 plus degrees. You got a grown man with a tucked in sweater and probably wearing Crocs or flip flops. Like you just don't do that. You know what I mean?
And he had like several different changes. I hope it's not the same one every week, but he must have had a whole closet full of them khakis and that sweatshirt. Several sets. Harbaugh was weird, man.
Yes,
I mean, I liked him as a coach, so he was great. But there was just, I think it was more to do with Greg Roman. He needed a better OC, and from what I understand, Jerry, they wanted him. He was told, listen, get rid of Greg Roman. Get rid of Greg Roman, Jim. I'm telling you right now, we've had enough of him. And they gave me, I guess the alternative was, if you don't, we're going to get rid of both of you. And he didn't. Harbaugh wouldn't listen to Trent Baalke. And I don't blame him, but still, good sense should have said Greg Roman is not the answer.
Oh, what has I can see Vic Fangio. And, honestly, I actually like Vic Fangio. He's over there with the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-Bronco. They do what they want to do. They're on the AFC. Go do what you want to do. But at the same time, man, Vic Fangio, he produced when he went to different places. What has Greg Roman done? That's my question. You know what I mean? He's been in different places, but it was the defense that made that and those Niner teams great. Like, it was the defense that made us succeed, man. If we would have had Shanahan, man, if we would have had Jimmy G, if we would have had the offense we have now, Ronbo, with that defense, oh man, everybody go to sleep.
Yep.
Go to James. Get back on the phone. We're going to sleep.
Game
over.
Game over. Woo! Keep giving that ball. You can't give the ball back to an offense that's got power over and over like the 49ers defense was. Because Jerry, we was winning games, like 17-9 and set. I mean, we weren't scoring a lot of points. We scored just enough, and we wouldn't score any points in the second half. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
No.
And we'd still hold on to beat teams who couldn't catch up with us because the defense was working so hard. That says a lot about a defense that can hold the team down, and your offense is not helping you at all in the second half. It's all up to you to stop. If you're going to win this game, it's going to be on you guys. Amazing.
Rombo, it used to scare me. They used to scare me, Rombo, because I remember Bowman and Willis would be back there, and you knew they were going to make a move. Remember, they used to call us, we had that bend but don't break defense.
Yeah.
And they used to, sometimes you're like, come on, defense, wake up. And they would get us to the 1 yard line, and Bowman or Willis or somebody would do an interception or a fumble, and you would say, oh, I knew they were going to do that the whole time. But in reality, you were shitting bricks, right? You were waiting for them to do something. So I missed that, Rombo. We got to get the hype back. We got to get that hype back for
Jerry, your best teams win
football.
like that. Your best teams, your defense is out there scoring as much as your offense. Like the Hawks when they were good, that's what they were doing. The defense was scoring on turnovers. Russell Wilson and his boys would come out and they'd put maybe 14 points on the board. And, that's how they were winning games. And they mangled us up, I really, that's the way you do it. So, Jerry, we got to go, Jerry, man. I'll be looking for you the day after tomorrow to get some time, huh?
Right on. Shout out to TNT. Thank you guys for welcoming me in. And then shout out to the chat room. Texas boy, I told you to take your ass back to bed. You know you're not supposed to be out of that bed. Get back in there. I'm going to make you stand in the corner.
Too late for him anyway. He's supposed to be in the bed anyhow.
Oh, man. He's grounded, Rombo. He's grounded.
Another closet 49er fan. All right, Jerry. I'll see you later, fam.
All right. All right, Rombo. Have a good one.
You too.
All right,
my God. And let's go back and check on the bash. Bash! Dun, 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 dun. I know for a fact that Bash is not asleep. I hope he's okay. For some reason, I imagine him not answer the phone is serious. Oh, Bashar. If we talk to him later, he says, yeah, I was asleep. First time I ever went to sleep, man. But, I was just sitting there, and, I just got to polishing off 2 pizzas, and it sort of like put me into a food coma, and that's what happened. All right. Let's either go to another caller, go over here. Hey, Louis! Louis!
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Louis, man, we're paying homage to one of the best linebackers the 49ers have ever had tonight. And anything else you want to jump into, because Bowman, he will not go down in history as retiring with any other team besides the one that drafted him, the Niners.
Absolutely.
That's so
Absolutely, Ronbo.
That's so
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I love Bowman. I understand he did what he did because of, his pride and who he was as a person.
Absolutely.
And as a player. He always wanted to be out there on the field. We weren't giving him PT. We had a up-and-coming linebacker that we drafted first round that, was starting to make plays. And, he was like, I'm sorry, old fella or unk, whatever he wanted to call him, And he actually helped, believe it or not, he actually helped Reuben Foster for his trademarking because Reuben Foster came out with the Savage, the Savage with the 5'6". He came out with the Savage, copying Bowman's Monster with the 5'3". So I thought that, and he helped them, start that path. They were going to be a great duo, but,
Bowman kind of wasn't the same after his ACL. But I don't hold it against Bowman, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like I said, my fondest memory was probably not the pick six at the stick, but the pick six against. It wasn't against the Falcons, but it was the one to send us to the Super Bowl when he swatted that. He didn't get a pick. He swatted the ball from Roddy White, and it was on downs, man.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my greatest NaVorro Bowman highlights. But just watching him and Patrick Willis, at least I know in my lifetime, I don't think a lot of people will ever get to see like a defense, especially a linebacker defense like that in their lifetime. And I'm just happy growing up as a kid, I was able to watch that and see them, you know. I was in high school. I think I was a freshman in high school when NaVorro Bowman and Patrick Willis first started destroying the league.
It's like a generational thing. You're not
I don't know, man.
that kind of talent.
It was. You're not. You're just not. Like, especially Patrick Willis was the next thing to Ray Lewis, and NaVorro Bowman wasn't that far off. And it was just something like, you know, you never seen before. For someone to be that heavy and hit that hard, and to destroy the run, but also be fleet-footed on his feet and be able to cover a tight end, it was something like you've never seen before. I know Patrick was one of the first to do it, but then NaVorro came in and he did it. You know what I mean? And now you see they kind of, I believe they trendsetted the linebacking corps to faster linebackers.
Right.
You're seeing like Shazier's, but they're a lot lighter than Willis and NaVorro.
Yeah,
So you're right; those were like generational talents. You won't see that
because the
anymore.
game was
you know
shifting.
what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, the game was shifting, but they were in the middle hybrid where they were fast enough to keep up with a tight end. And I'll never forget. I don't know if you remember, but this was, I think, Patrick Willis's rookie year or his second year when he caught that wide receiver down the sideline in OT against Arizona, and he caught him. And then they kicked the field goal and they shanked the field goal, and then we went back down the field and we kicked the game-winning field goal in OT. I don't know if you remember that, but that just goes to show like how fast Patrick Willis was.
Right, I was going to say, and that's one of the games that we knew Willis was no ordinary human being. You know, you got that kind of power,
right? That's when
you got that kind of
everybody
speed.
woke up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's when they woke up the league. But back to both of them being an anchor for the defense. You know, there's a lot of wouldas, couldas if they all stayed healthy, whoever they be. You know, but at least for the time being of what we got to watch and got to see, I'm just happy, Ronbo. I couldn't be more happier. You know, especially as a Niner fan and growing up and watching them play, but also watching those two actually play defense. They were the epitome. I think they were the next best thing to the Dome Patrol, if you want to put them in there, or I think 85 Bears with Mike Singletary and all those boys. So they were the last great linebacker duo to ever do it. So, I mean, I think that bodes well for them and a lot of respect.
You mentioned the monsters, the Midway. I'd never seen anyone. Remember when Willis hit that jet and the dude was knocked out? And
he broke his back. He damn near broke his back. It was bad, though, because I thought he killed the kid because the kid got up. And then he just immediately, like, fell down. Like, his legs went jello. I was like, oh, snap. Like, yo, Willis, did you, like... Because when he hit him into the safety's knees, and the safety's knees were already crunched. So when he smacked him right on the knees. And I'm like, oh, dude, I hope he didn't, like, break his spinal cord or something.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, I mean, oh, man. Willis and Bowman.
Quick.
And I remember a lot of times, like, when Willis was getting a little bit older, and Bowman was like the plug. He was like the plugger. And I just remember him and Lynch, when Lynch was in prime Seattle years, him and Lynch just going meeting each other through the A-gap, B-gap every time. It was just a battle. And I was like, damn, man.
Boy, and that's when you knew, because not many people could do that to Lynch, man. I mean, when Beast Mode came barreling down through anywhere, dudes' bodies were flying off.
But like Lynch, like after times, Lynch would hit the hole, but then he'd be like, damn, like Bowman's just like wrapping me up, or I'm not getting any gains. So I would start seeing like Lynch he would shift from like a power back to like trying to get shifty with it and like cut into other gaps and stuff because he didn't want to see Bowman in the hole, which I thought was, you know, like, damn, Bowman, like I was like, that's my linebacker, man, going out there hitting, punishing people. So it was, it really was. So yeah, Ronbo, that's pretty much all I got to say for that. I mean, in the past, you know, we're moving on, you know, to the future, and you know, we're trying to change the culture to a winning culture. But I'm happy, though. I am happy that at least Bowman's going to retire as a 49er. I know P. Willie did, and I also want
Frankie Gore.
Gore when he's finished. Yeah, when Frank Gore's finished with his campaign run and tops and yards. Yeah, he did. So I know he'll keep it. I know he'll sign a 1-day contract just to come back and retire as a Niner. So I'm happy, Ronbo, but living in the past, it kind of just it hurts. It stings,
But
I just like one caller said earlier, you wanted a ring for all of those guys.
I do too. But you know what? Return to glory. It could be on the steps now. Before we was way down the street. Now we're almost at the house. I can feel it.
Right.
Things are coming together. The organization looks a little more solid. Go ahead.
Right. No. I said I came in yesterday with a hot take, Pat Pete, and all that stuff. But we're not I don't think people are putting us as far as they're trying to say we're way out of left field. We need a lot more pieces, but I don't agree with that. I think after the acquisitions we got, I think I think it was Big Show. I forgot who. I think it was Big Show earlier who said something about we don't think we might be one and done in the playoffs, and I agree with him with that. I think this year, I think it's just to make the playoffs. Right, obviously you want to win the Super Bowl, so you're not going to just settle for making the playoffs. But you're gonna, if you lose, you're gonna see okay, so what are we exactly missing? The last piece to put us over
and
the
now
edge.
Exactly.
Whether it be
that's why you got to get to that point.
Exactly, a defensive back, whatever it be, a defensive back. Oh, you need better linemen. You need a better playmaker, wide receiver, whatever it be. But you'll at least know okay, we lost this game because of this, and it was a playoff atmosphere. But
and where was
what
the
did
weakness?
we miss? Oh, we missed this key piece. Right, exactly. So I think
I agree.
This is just all.
I've been quiet about the Super Bowl too. There's a lot of people who call it Super Bowl. I said, you know what, guys? I think, like you're saying, Lewis, we need that missing piece, and also there's a little more maturity needed. We got a lot of youngsters that are just now coming into their own. They're starting to understand what's going on with both sides of defense and offense. A little added maturity and look out. And starting this year, they're going to make some nosebleeds. Next year, look out. Windows wide open. Because the base is there.
Ronbo. And and also too, I said, the problem I had with Greenlaw drafting is he did have a lot of missed tackles, and Quan Alexander also has a lot of missed tackles. But Quan Alexander at one point in the league led the entire league by, I think, almost 50 tackles of solo tackles. Yeah, I think he had 115 solo tackles, and the closest man was, I want to say at 70 or at least 80. He had 115.
Lewis, are you talking about Joel's stats from yesterday?
I believe so. It was his rookie year. He had he led the league in the most solo tackles. He could wrap up. But what I'm
No. Okay, wait, Lewis, hold on. Who are you speaking of?
Oh, I'm sorry, Quan Alexander.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Joel came in yesterday and ran in a bunch of stats. They're all negative. And I was sitting there thinking, Quan actually led the league in tackles, Joel. He missed a few,
Yeah, he did.
But that's why the defense he was on, people don't understand, the defense he was on, Quan was out there trying to do the whole thing himself. A lot of those plays were late arrival, and he got tagged for the miss. See, this is why when people start running numbers down, there are stories surrounding numbers sometimes. Don't just depend on the numbers. Go look at the clips and stop claiming that this guy can't play because of numbers, especially if they're as high as Quan's are, especially on the positive. Maybe they were a little too high on the negative, but the positive. I know what you're saying. Go ahead and finish that because we got to go, but you were going to say, go ahead.
Yeah. Although, no, I was right. But, I mean, exactly. Go what you said. He at one point led the entire league with the most solo tackles. The next man behind him was, at, 80 or 70. It was disgusting. But what I'm saying is, now, you know what, man? I don't even care, dude. I just want guys that run out there and fly and hit people with hitting missiles. You know what I'm saying? If I know you're going, if I see Wagner or if I see Greenlaw, if I see Quan hit the gap and, miss, okay, they missed. Right, but at least if I see him making the effort to try to hit somebody in the mouth and get that that adrenaline pumping and rile up the defense and get them motivated, then I'm all for it, man. Yeah. As long as I want to see these guys flying around like you said, Ronbo, heat-seeking missiles. I just want them to hit somebody.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
And if you miss, okay, but you got there. I'm not worried about Quan.
Right,
and Quan brings a lot to the other table too. He brings a leadership quality. Right. He brings an aggression quality. He keeps people fired up. Quan is the kind of guy that's going to jump in anybody's face. Are you here to play? Because if I got to do by myself, you could sit your ass down. You got to get in your players' faces and let them know. Look, if we together or what So that's the way it goes.
Exactly.
Lewis, let me say the day after tomorrow, fam. All right. Always
All right,
appreciate
man.
you.
Appreciate Yeah, day after tomorrow, Ronbo. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronbo, I just want to say thank you so much. Again, platform you give us to talk and view our opinions, man. I really do appreciate it. Love the show. I want to say thank you to the guys behind the scenes that are helping you out, too. I want to, thank them, too, for all the hard work that they do. And just thank you, man. God bless, Ronbo, and appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Lewis. Appreciate you, fam. See you later. All right.
See you later, brother.
Hey. All right, and Bosch is apparently Bosch. Don't keep hitting the mute unmute because you know what ends up happening. We never get in sync and coordinated. So when you call in, fam, don't do anything more than call in. After you do that, we've got control of the situation. We can mute and unmute you. But if you're going to hit the mute, unmute, then we're going back and forth, and it ends up being what we're getting. So Bosch, call in and don't unmute yourself, and we'll do it, and you'll come right in. So let's give it another shot. Bosch! It's still not working. Bash. Bash. All right. I just said don't unmute yourself. Yeah. Don't mute himself. Don't mute himself. They keep pointing. I keep saying it over and over again. So Bash, don't mute or unmute. Just call in and leave it. All right. So Bash, are you there? Yeah. And the main thing about Bashar is he's called here 100 times, so I don't know why he changed his style. So it could be something else going on. All right. Anyway, when you do call in, remember, don't touch anything. Just call in. You'll get a green. And then at that point, we'll have control of it. And then we'll unmute you when we get to you. All right. So we're going to see if Bash can work that out. Have I got anything else up here? All right. It seems Bash is here now. Bash! Okay. This is a connection I'm not sure is going to happen tonight. All right. Anyway. Oh, where's that going? Hey, you know what? Here's another thing, too. When I think about, there's all kind of options. You know what we should do one night? We should go ahead and start devising how do you use 3 running backs and 2 or 3 wide receivers that all have multiple skills. I mean, Pettis runs the entire route tree, as does Debo. And then there's that ultimate bizarre weapon they've got called Jalen Hurd. Now, if you look into the backfield, now you got running backs that are pretty much muscular wide receivers. I'm really, and then you have the mastermind of football, Kyle Shanahan, orchestrating all of this. He's handpicked all these guys. This is why the NFL doesn't know it, but then for a huge treat. Everybody says all these nice things about Andy Reid. Every time you see the Kansas City Chiefs, well, most players would love to play for Andy Reid because Andy Reid, there's no telling what they'll run college sets. They'll run pro sets that you've never seen before. It's like Andy makes them up on a weekly basis, and the players love it. I mean, how many teams would allow their quarterback to throw no-look passes? I'm sitting there thinking, I wouldn't. The first time he no-look passes into the linebacker's hands, I'm going to be PO'd. Are we going to try Bash again? All right, Bash? There you are. I hear something now. Yeah, I can hear you now. Hey! Just don't jump off the Golden Gate. I understand the survival rate's not high. Jump off the the Bay Bridge is okay because that's Oakland and nothing goes wrong with anything with that. If people go down there and the fish welcome you. Yeah, good. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, it is Kenny. Okay, because somebody said a Kenny that's 21. I said, wait a minute. And when Jersey Joe speaks, you gotta. I think it was Jersey Joe. You gotta wonder if he's being serious, or was that Rico? Somebody did. I know. Yeah. Who's the Bash brother? Yeah, I threw Joey Mahoney and Sheik, since you guys seem to have bonded a long time ago. And Joey, you take shots at all the time, so I figure you like him a lot. Big Show has too many brothers, so I mean, who's the other Bash brother? If you got any Bash brothers, you got to have another. You got to have another. Oh, I remember that conversation. There you go. Hey, go ahead. All right. Oh, whoa! Isn't that ironic? Yeah.
All of a sudden, all these memories, a candlestick, all these memories of being with people at the tailgates, and some of those people are no longer on this alive anymore. One of them, my brother. So all these memories just hit me hard like a ton of bricks, and I just started crying when it happened. So that's another memory I had about NaVorro. One tidbit that people don't know is that the Justin Smith gave a name to our defense, and I think one of the reporters dropped that info today. I think maybe Bowman may have brought it up at the press conference, but I did see it tweeted out that Justin Smith called our defense the steamrollers.
Right. I just talked about that, and that was coming from Justin Smith. Yeah.
He even had T-shirts made for all the people on the defense, but it was just kept in the locker room. So that's one thing that didn't leak out at the time, right?
Yeah, I know, because everything else did, and some of them were lies.
So yeah, shout out to Bowman. We appreciate what you did. If you're listening, man. It's a business, dude. We all understand it's a business, but you came back to where you belong. You came back to home. That's all that matters, baby.
Yes.
Earlier, you mentioned some trash offensive linemen on the Niners, and some Niners complain way too much about our O-line. I played O-line. Look, if we have shit on our O-line, I'll be the first to fucking point that shit out. Real talk. If you never played O-line, you need to shut the fuck up in that regard.
Agreed. Trash
O-line. See, McGlinchey's garbage and trash. No, we have a decent O-line. It's not bad. So the trash line that we had was with Eric Pierce and Jordan Devy.
Those are two guys I was trying to think of.
Right now
that's the one.
Are good.
Those guys I was trying to remember their names because I blacked them out. God, they were terrible.
Yep. Yeah, man. They were horrible, man. What we got right now is a step above, without a big step above. They're not the best, but they're definitely not the worst. So, hey, man, our line's going to look a lot better this year, too, with the running backs and all the weapons and Jimmy. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be scoring points. Oh, man, it's going to be insane, dude.
Yeah. And Bash, you know for a fact, if a quarterback can get rid of the ball, because, the offensive line is going to hold a certain amount of time no matter how bad they are. The quarterback cannot stand back there and take all day to make a choice as to where he's got his – go through your options and go through your thing and get rid of it. And Jimmy is excellent at that, along with the fact that Kyle Shanahan likes to run a lot of rollouts and bootlegs and also play action. So you're not having – this year, you're going to see more of an offensive playbook open up than you did last year. They did what they were capable of doing last year, but when Matty Ice was sitting out there shooting the shot, you remember how defenders were saying, the guy didn't even need the offensive line, man. We weren't going to touch him because everything was timing and in sync, and that's what Kyle's all about. That's why when people are we need an offensive line, Kyle doesn't want to go out. He wants guys that he's had for 2 or 3 years, so they know what their job is. That's the point. Don't keep switching them. Get the guys out there that know where they're supposed to get. They got to get out in space, and they got to block. They got to do this. They got to do that. All of his guys are kind of lightweight, and people haven't noticed that either. So, that's the reason they need to be athletic. So when you get ideal bodies, you stay with them. This is why what burns him about Josh McGarnett, he's better than that. Okay, let me calm down. Bash, this is your time.
I love it when you do that with that voice. You don't know how much that makes me laugh, man.
I say to get myself all pumped up.
You do it with so much emphasis, man. Okay, before I go, just want to say I like what you said about Big Show earlier. That was hilarious about Kevin Ford just to make a story really quick about the wide receivers. They're gonna. It's gonna be a tough battle. Somebody's probably gonna get. Don't be surprised if somebody gets traded in training camp. I'm saying it right now.
Ooh,
Don't be
I
surprised
know.
if somebody gets traded because there's too many bodies.
There
Way
is.
too many bodies. The wide
At certain
receivers.
positions, especially.
Shout out to Dre earlier. Dre made a really, really good call backing up NaVorro Bowman. I like that a lot. I like him for that. I don't know the guy, but you know he's in TNT. I'm buddies with Trez and all those other TNT guys. Shout out to Jerry Fresh. He's making waves on here. He did a good job with your little promo video.
Isn't he awesome?
Where I live in Sacramento. Yeah, he's really cool, man. And I'm over here with in Roseville over with Sheik. Roseville Strong. That's about it. Shout out to Night Fan Club, all the Niner fans. Shout out to you, Ronbo, for giving me for having the patience to let me get on. It was just that technical difficulties that we had.
No, I knew that's what it was. Yeah, it's cool. Hey, I got a friend up in Roseville, way up in those mountains.
Oh, yeah?
Is Sheik up in the mountains? Or you got? I think that's Roseville.
It's pretty flat where we live. There's one little hill part, but it's not really mountains. So you might have another city.
Maybe somebody's closest. I thought it was Roseville. Anyway, guys. Hey, Sheik, appreciate you, fam. Sheik. Bash. One of the Bash brothers. Now I got him mixed up. Now it's going to be Sheik. And when Sheik calls, I'm going to call him Bashar. That one Bash brother to the other. Anyway, appreciate you finally getting in there. Or it's finally getting you in there.
Take care, man. Love you
All right,
guys.
fam. See you the day after tomorrow if you get some time. All right.
All right.
There goes one half of the Bash brothers. We've talked to both of them tonight, and both of them had great stuff. Anyway, we got anything else? You got another phone call here? All right. So I tell you what, fam. As I say, there's a special event going on with the 49ers tomorrow, and we won't preempt that. We want you to watch that and have fun with that. And go ahead. I guess we're going to call it a night. Hey, listen, before we go, fam, you got to hit the like. I know, right? Ronbo, man, you keep asking us some likes, man. What if I don't want to do it? You got to do it. I love you, Fip. I'll see you the day after tomorrow. Hey, did I forget to do Kenny's birthday? I guess it's for real, huh? Let me sing happy birthday. Okay. I thought I was getting another thing. Oh, Kenny. Kenny, I hope you didn't run away already. Because now it's been confirmed it is your birthday. Bash wasn't playing. Happy birthday to 49er Kenny. Happy 49er birthday to my main man Kenny. Happy Niner birthday, Kenny. Damn, I won't do it again. I just did it. Have a good night. I look forward to seeing you after tomorrow's event. Should be fun.